Well, today's been a bit depressing. Um, we started off just kind of chilling. We wanted to well, we woke up and I baked some snacks for some of the people. Very shady people, but they were very nice to me. I liked them a lot. And we wanted to see what kind of job we could get on the message board. And we had a bit of a debate on if we should do a legal or an illegal job, though we would at least look at the legal jobs before we got bored. So we did, and we found a weird job about like growth plants or something from this druid in the city park or garden. So we went there and we found two lovers, I presume, or soulmates, as they would probably call themselves, who were pretty nice, though very weird. And they kind of got my assistant high, and I think he might still be at the moment. I'm kind of curious and worried. With a brownie. So we went to go get these growth hormone plants. I'm so confused. I decided not to ask too many questions. So we went to go get them, and we were told about this purple tree and to just keep an eye on it, or we were gonna be cursed. Turns out curses are real, kids. Um, so we went to the forest, and we were able to find the herbs pretty quickly. They were like in this cave, guarded by the purple tree. Though it was weird though to see that the plants around them were dying and that they were dying, and it was kind of worrisome, but I wanted to get out of there pretty quickly, so I grabbed all of them I could, which was, might I say, perfect. I'm very proud of myself. And we left. But on our way back, though, it seemed that we might have not kept 100% eye on the tree, but it'll be fine. It's okay. Once we got back, though, we gave the druid, the druids, singular druid, I think, their plants, and as they sprinkled the plants or crushed up plants on top of the plants that they were going to put on, things started turning badly, very badly. Uh, Hatsu almost got his face eaten, though it was kind of funny a little bit. I felt kind of bad, so I decided to help. That was figured out, and then the giant tree that was known to be a very black cursed tree came to life and tried to murder us. And it murdered one of us, and that's really depressing and sad. And I can't really mentally deal with this right now. But yeah, one of my friends is dead. So I didn't really know him. He was kind of weird though, but he was kind of nice.
But he had a great ass.
Though his butt was really nice though.
That's all that matters.
I think that's it. We tried to resurrect him. That didn't really work out that well. That he's just destined to just be dead. But his ass still looked really nice though.
His ash shall glow forever in the afterlife.
Take that from there.
So, one quick clarification for the recap: they were not druids. They were just lesbian lovers in the garden.
I didn't know. I just Don.
I know. I'm clarifying it for the recording here. He's not for anything
Alright.
else.
Their lack of helping
Assumed?
gave me that idea.
Yeah, they had no magic or abilities. They were just druggies. But
Yeah, if the fucking Alliance forces had access to two druids, this war would be over right now.
In any case, so as we will pick off where we left off, more or less, a few hours later, as the party somberly returns. Do you guys return to the inn? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll take off
Yeah.
where you guys would after the failed resurrection, and Esmond's passing. The party returns to the inn to regather their thoughts and contemplate on the passing of friend, ally, guy they knew for less than a week, a companion. But as they return to the inn, you guys rest, and the day passes by. Morning comes, and it may seem like a bit of a dream. It's hard to know. But you wake up and continue on to the next day. As you look about in your mornings, it seems to be an interesting morning so far. You hear the sounds of the basic inns when you wake up, looking about you, and you come down and grab your breakfast and normal foods. Oddly enough, as you come down, you do not see... Not only are you missing the one obvious companion, but Kawakami seem also to have mysteriously not gotten up and returned. As you guys wander for breakfast. As you look at each other, you may start role-playing if you so choose.
Mint doesn't make breakfast.
Oof, we know she's depressed now.
A sign that she is indeed sad is her not making food.
So she's not a stress eat or cooker. Got it.
Luckily, she isn't.
But as the four of you gather together,
Well, the silence is deafening.
Yes, at this point, I will assume the four of you are just eating very silently, eating your breakfasts that Glim made for each of you. It's just
I mean,
stare at
come
each
on.
other.
Let's at least try and treat at least the aftermath with some tone of
It's
seriousness
seriousness,
after
fair.
the fucking shit show that was the end of the last session.
Yeah, that's fair. As you guys eat solemnly with the death of your companion, you look about at each other, feeling that things keep moving. But as you guys are eating, you do hear a familiar voice cry out from inside the inn. As you hear the voice of Eru Fudar seem to enter the building. Behind her, her companion, Neati, looking exasperated as always, as the pair of them go, which is odd! You remember the two of them were supposed to have been leaving, but apparently they had come back or turned around briefly for some reason or another. As you guys look about, she goes, "Oh, hello, my friends! What is all of you doing here? And oh, what is with these solemn faces?"
Oh, good morning, Miss Food. I must say that you caught us at a bad time. It seems that Esmond is no longer with us.
Oh? Did he go somewhere?
He shed his mortal coil.
Eru kind of looks odd and starts thinking about what you're meaning. By the way, Jade, if you wish to jump in as Neati, feel free at any time.
Yeah. If anything, she will just kind of tap Eru's shoulder and kind of lean to her ear and just very solemnly, I believe that means that he passed.
She stops thinking for a minute and he goes, oh no. And she comes over and she'll give Mint a hug. "I am so sorry, Mint. Your loss and your friend."
Mint at this point will just wrap her arms around her and just give her a hug. Aru can probably tell that Mint didn't cook this morning, which means she's taking it pretty hard.
Yes, you can see the below average cooking meal before you of his is really... Basically, you guys are eating what is equivalent to greasy bacon and eggs and hash browns that are slightly overcooked.
Oh no, shoves them all down my throat.
I know. Hey,
That's just how you know something's wrong. You just look at the food and say, "What is this beta meal?"
Yeah, exactly. This beta, what
Mint,
the
what
fuck?
happened to you?
Exactly. As she goes over, giving Mint a hug, realizing you were eating such paltry affair. She looks up and goes, "That is terrible. I am so sorry to hear this.
Indeed, the cooking is quite subpar.
Just silence for a second.
I respect him. Mitsusoshi's quiet because he's old. So he just decided not to talk.
Also, as he mentions that, Mint starts crying. The real reason why she said it is because the cooking sucks so badly.
Wait, what? Did I miss something?
Mitsutoshi was just like, Eru was like, I'm so sorry about what happened to you. It's so bad about what happened. And Mitsutoshi responded with, you're right, the breakfast is terrible.
Oh my
Which
Wow.
is very in character for Mitsutoshi, so...
God, we
Oh,
stick
no.
to the camera.
Mitsutoshi, I must ask, did you help raise your children at all?
I got them appropriate tutors.
Thank God.
As did he.
Oh,
Well, Mint, I am sorry to hear this. It is so sad that this occurred, but honestly, I came here to wish you goodbye since we were leaving town again, but I did have a gift for all of you. And I suppose now that you are missing a friend, it is more prudent to give this to you than ever before.
Oh, there is a circus going on if you want to stay for that. It's pretty soon. Looks to Quincy like, please listen to the circus.
Quincy looks at Natty and sees Natty. How does Natty react, Judah?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
So Mint's going like, no, there's a circus happening in like 2 days. You guys can stick around for that, right? And last time they split up because Quincy and Natty went together and were like, no, me and Eru really need to stay away from each other for the good of all the realm. And so he's going to clearly hear what Mint says and look at Natty, and I assume we both look at each other.
What I'm assuming is that there's a plea of help going
Yes.
between.
Yes,
There's just like we both. It's like, do you got my back for this? When I tell her no.
Got it. Yeah, I feel like if anything, she was already looking at you the moment Mint said what she had said, and her face turns like hard for a second before it softens to something a bit more neutral, if you will. And she'll walk over and place a gingered hand on Eru's shoulder, and it's just, maybe not right now. We probably want to give them some time to, mourn and be by themselves in this particularly difficult time, don't you think?
Eru look over at Natty. He goes, but Natty, my friend Mint needs me. She is in pain.
It's your place, Eru.
They would put on like Aru's arm. It'd be really nice and helpful for the grieving process.
What did you say? You kind of were muffled.
It'd be really nice with the grieving process if you stayed.
Man, I'm sorry to say, but let's be fair, our party has been running into tragedies everywhere we go. Remember, we met at that city. I think if we had something sad happen every time and had to keep Arrow here, then she would never leave.
Yes, not to mention,
Be
a
right back.
circus is typically rather busy, and with the amount of dangers that can happen inside of such busy areas, it would just be too much. I'm sorry.
Also, Miss Fuda is famous, and you know all those stories about circus folks stealing people.
It's a fun thing to do. My dad got kidnapped once by the circus.
Yeah, so there's a danger there.
Oh,
So we're gonna-
it. That's fun.
Your dad's not an average person, honey.
Eru looks over at Quincy almost offended. You are saying that I am average?
No, I'm saying that I'm pretty sure from the stories I heard about her folks, she literally could be kidnapped by anything and still make it out A-okay. Like, any creature I could imagine would be like, oh crud, his cooking's real good, and would just not do anything to him.
I think the message here is that, for whatever reason, Mint seemed to have taken a cautionary tale and turned it into inspiration.
What do you mean? He has amazing times. He said to maybe do it sometime.
Mint, I'm going to have to ask you not to put these ideas into Eru's head, for it could get her hurt. Do you understand?
That was fine.
Her elven eyes are just piercing towards you.
So
Dagger.
where? Okay, hold on. Man, I keep losing my characters. So, where are you guys traveling to? I'm just gonna drop that. Just go like, yeah, you guys are totally leaving. So where are you headed?
Oh, well, Nate wanted us to head back to the mansion to try to regather supplies. We were running short out of Alice's mission in the Birch Oak.
Exactly, man. That's definitely why I have to go. I mean, the circus would be great, but if they don't go now, they may be out.
Hey. Mint will look over to Fedora. Come back soon, though.
Of course, but do not worry. As I said, Meat, I wanted to give you a gift before I left.
Oh?
Yes. You may remember that we used to have that little metal friend of ours back when we were growing up.
Oh, I don't really remember that much, but wasn't he really weird and
Well,
already dissing his character before he comes out?
I was thinking the same thing. Not even on the map.
I mean, does it actually work?
well, he had a bit of the issues back when we were children, especially that time we pushed him off of the cliff and we needed to get the dent out.
That actually works with the photo I made.
That's part of the reason why we were retrieving supplies, after all. It was for the sake of some unfortunate repairs that we need to make.
But in any case, I would like you to have him to keep you company and always remind you of your dear friend Eru Mint. Father, please come in. And you guys watch, and you may describe your character now.
You'll see a tall 6 foot, I don't know what inch thing I've found. Extremely worn down. There's just like dents here and there that were in the process of being fixed, kind of left there at the same time, just cause. Some tatters here and there. He's a bit overgrown on some areas from just plant life that he's just been through a lot.
We just replaced the proverbial fodder with the literal fodder. I'm actually impressed.
You live in the middle of the field for a year, and you just like, hopefully it works somehow.
Well, they pushed me off a cliff. They only recently found me.
You're.
Yeah, to be fair, they never said they found him. They just pushed him off a cliff. So there's this picture blown up for everybody to see.
Now, I may have misheard you. Did you say your last name, or are you telling me that this friend of yours' name is Fodder?
Indeed, his name is Fader, not Fuda.
Naty averts her gaze.
I mean, from my research, these constructs' names always correspond to their role. I believe I met one that was called Scribe, but that was where my interactions with them ended.
Are you sure he works?
Fodder, why don't you come over here and introduce yourself?
Of course.
Oh,
I'm so tempted to go, hello, I am Bailey. Hello, I am Fodder. It's good to meet you, young Miss Mint again.
You talk now?
Yes, it seems a few of the cliff edges have managed to, well, bang a few things back into place.
I I feel like Mint or Eru put like a crayon in his voice modulator, and so falling off the cliff got the crayon out.
It's like the crayon up your nose with Homer Simpson that made him stupid.
Just double checking real quick. You said the gnomes created the Warforged, right?
Yes, they were the inventors of Warforged.
I see. Okay.
Specifically rock gnomes. So your race.
Oh, okay. So would I be able to like? You know what? Can I like see how well, like, kind of see what happened to him and see if I can try and suss it out or
Sure,
whatever?
I'll let you roll a Tinkering Tools check based with intelligence. You are proficient because you are a rock gnome.
All right. God, I hate this computer, so I don't use it. All right. You said tinkering tools, correct?
Yes, with the int modifier.
With int modifier. Okay. I thought you said with advantage. All right. With the smart stat.
Okay. So what were you trying to get exactly?
Trying to see how well. I mean, because I know being pushed off a cliff is going to damage anything, regardless of what it is. It's going to damage it somewhat. So I just want to see, knowing the Fudar, with what I've seen of Eru so far, I know that this probably has not happened just once.
That's fair. Well,
I'm checking to see if this is still a proper Warforge and not being held together by popsicle sticks and gum. I'm just trying to see if he's still structurally sound.
Baka, that is your description, so that's your call.
Alright, so as far as damage, would you like a list alphabetical or chronological?
It's actually made out of popsicle sticks and glue.
Yeah, like
That,
you'd be
falling
amazed
off
that.
the cliff was a fucking blessing. Let the roots actually dig in and rebuild.
Yeah, I mean those horns aren't his. He just hit a goat on the way down, and they got locked in.
That was an art project between the Aru and Mint.
Yeah, they
Bruh.
glued those on him when they were little.
Oh my fucking god.
Just to give him personality.
Yeah.
This is why Aru and Mint are disasters.
If the damage is that expensive, then
But
Nikolai is astounded that he's still functioning, and he must have been made by one hell of an inventor.
Just
So you
imagine-
can
all
still
things
work.
considered, he's been repaired well as it gets, but he's also been through just a lot.
If Eru and Mint ever get together, it's gonna be like two idiots just creating a singularity, a world-ending scenario easily.
It's basically what would
That
happen
makes
if
sense.
SpongeBob and Patrick were released in D&D with ultimate power.
Oh no.
Oh, wait, you can see what it's like. Quick, flutter, divide by 0.
Wait, am I SpongeBob because I can cook?
Maybe.
Yay!
But it's that sort of chaotic energy.
Lord.
But Eru looks over and goes, well, anyways, mate, I suppose Nati says we had to keep going, so I will have to bid you adieu. Father, take care of meat, will you?
Of
Now,
course.
did she mean another member of her family, the mech, or her dad? Because they all sound so similar when through that accent.
Heath, I can't seem to find Nancy's
Oh,
character
Nancy
sheet.
doesn't have a
There is one?
character sheet. She's just
does
a wood
not?
elf. She's a wood elf. She's in the
She's a
monsters
wood
wood
elf.
elf. Yeah, she's in humanoid wood elf.
Got it.
Yeah, she's not a class. She's technically a monster.
It's like that Dragon Ball Z joke where it's just like they're a threat to Vegeta. My father, the planet, or me.
Yeah, me, my son, or the planet. Yes.
Wait, actually, how do I find? Wait.
So it's in
what else?
enemies. Go to enemies.
Enemies.
Go to humanoids. And at the very bottom, you'll see wood elf. I mean, I should probably make just a separate sheet for Naiti and copy the sheet. I'll do that later, though. Unless you want to do that now, Judah. but I guess you don't know how to
Okay,
do
I
that.
feel like she deserves a true character. I'm gonna roll for her. Can I do that?
Sure, you can make a character sheet for her. At this point, it's
Awesome.
okay. Originally, she was meant to have died with Fudar, but she got away somehow.
I don't know. Something tells me
Somehow.
that she has the potential to become prominent, so might as well.
The universe had decided she lived.
Yes, pretty much.
To continue suffering.
Every
Look
single
at her,
physical
she's too
creation
badass
we
to
could.
have what? Fucking 14 decks? Are you kidding me?
Every single arcane, physical, or otherwise threat we put in her path
Okay.
constantly went like, "Excuse me, miss, go right there. You'll be fine." It's frustrating, and I can't even kill her in this campaign.
Not on purpose, at least. You can always have an accident.
No,
What do you,
Quincy
what
wouldn't
do you
murder
mean
her.
not on purpose? I can
Now-
totally kill her on
Now,
purpose.
if you let me control Snilgris, if we ever do his boss fight, then she's dead as fuck.
It's only if she's there at the boss.
The
fight.
first
Yes.
round
You'll
will
be
be her time.
rolling, Eric. You'll be rolling. What do you mean?
Hey, I'm just saying, you know, if you want to get back at her, you could always just do what I do and romance them.
Oh,
I don't
God.
want to sleep with a dirty, stinking elf.
Wow, that's fucked coming from a tiefling.
Technically,
No,
it was originally a halfling.
it's Eric's rage. Quincy may be down. I don't know. He didn't really think about it. I don't know, man.
We will heal your broken heart, Eric. It's okay.
I have never been so happy with a character creation, Eric. That was what he was meant to be, and you've given me the greatest, like, icing on a cake ever for creating Fudar.
Dude, I just missed 4 fucking attacks. I don't know how I did it.
Fudar had plot armor. You just didn't know it.
Honestly, though, I love Aru, though. I'm so happy.
Aru would have still
made
been
a-
fine.
I made a character to complement her so well.
You know what else would compliment her so well? Mint.
A shot from an arrow.
Well, her name is
Yes.
Mint Basil. Her father wasn't very creative.
Basically, he
that's
named her off the spice he had on hand at the moment.
Mint Basil.
Yeah.
Also, Heath, same hat. I had the same idea.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
See, it's just like was Mint named like a JoJo character? What song's playing right now? That's basically how I went.
But
All right. Goodbye, Aru. Goodbye, Nady. It was a pleasure.
oh, yes, Mr. Quincy, it was a pleasure, and she will give you a hug.
Oh, that's very sweet of you. And I'll hug back.
Eric is disgusted.
Naty will mouth a inconspicuous "I'm sorry" retorts.
No, she's still it's like when she does a legal action, if you guys ask me to represent, then do all the I'm sorry's, but she's a kid, she can hug, it's fine. He was raised as a halfling. It's literally fine.
Okay.
It's when she burns down the local inn and you have to represent her.
When she recruits Aslan to wipe out an entire attack squad, that's when she's fucked up.
If anything, she would then mouth you a thank you instead of a sorry.
Well, in any case, I suppose we should get going. Take care, Father, and I will see you again in the future.
Of course.
And with that, the pair of them shall leave.
Well, Fowler, why don't you take a seat right at the table and we can discuss what's going on with you?
Wait, I have one requirement that he needs to complete before he joins the party.
Hmm.
Or two, technically.
Of course.
Rodden, can you eat?
I am capable of consuming.
Taste food.
Consuming what? You didn't specify.
I have no taste buds.
Yeah, take it as a challenge accepted.
She's
Next, pick me up.
Now, Fodder, I must ask, I do have a requirement of my own. could you please avail to us as many embarrassing stories of Min's childhood as physically possible that may still be left on your physical drives?
No,
Would this assist you?
They would most
no,
definitely.
they would never. No, listen to him. Listen to me.
They would make it so I could embarrass her in front of any sort of ne'er-do-wells who try to befriend her.
Oh,
Perhaps when we have time, I will be able to show you.
Well, that is an appointment I'm willing to make. Any requirements, Mitsutoshi Nikolai?
I am quite fine with father as he is.
The fact that he's still functioning is impressive enough for me.
Well
That will
then,
be all. Then I'll take my seat.
of course. Welcome to the party, father.
I give fodder a head pat. Or just
He's like 6 foot tall,
I
plus
just see
and
what
like
you're
standing
doing.
over
Like,
you.
just slower completely.
You like a B1 battle droid, you just fold up.
you're
Last night's pit droid, like as soon as you pat his head, he just folds.
He's a trash can normally, and then he extends out of it like a transformer.
God, I love fodder. How dare you make a character that I love? And he's fodder.
He's doomed to die.
Now I'm actually gonna be sad
Oh,
when
watch,
someone
watch,
dies.
watch. Now Fodder's gonna make it
Now,
into the camp.
Father, I must ask, we're not a bunch of schoolgirls trying to push you off cliffs. We usually deal with creatures or people who are not the most kind sort who would say pushing off a cliff is really just like the first step in a long series of things to hurt someone with.
I
So
didn't
I
go to
must
school.
ask,
I didn't go to school.
moving
That
along,
explains quite a lot.
I must ask, you know what? No, we're not going to get into that. I must ask, what are your kind of combat capabilities?
I hold some arcane capabilities as well as ability to wield weapons, and I just summon a sword out of nowhere.
Well, I must say, that is a fancy trick. Though, of course, please don't literally raise it above your head so other patrons stare at that.
You know, I have to just laugh at the fact that I just feel like Nikolai would do the same thing. He's like, it's nothing special. And he does
Nikolai
the
just
same.
pulls out a sword.
Well, no,
Nikolai
Nikolai can also make it appear out of nowhere, just like fodder. That's an EK skill.
It is. But like,
This is. I was asked to tell what I do. I can summon
arcane
sword and use
abilities
magic.
standard for Warforged?
Hmm?
Are arcane abilities usually standard for Warforged?
That would actually be exceptionally rare. In fact, you don't recall any Warforged that has magical capabilities.
Hey, you thought he was
Or
made by a
damage beyond
really...
repair and yet living.
Yeah, you thought he was made by a really special rock gnome, so this all tracks.
I mean, he's just astounded that Warforged in the company of Eru is still functioning after all this time.
Not just Eru, but the Eru family. He's like, you can gather by looking at him, he's
If
probably...
Nikolai had made a Warforged and like knew of the family and sold it to them, he probably would like after the sale, he'd probably know what a waste. It's gonna be dead within a day.
To be fair, given your Tinkerer's tool check, and I never got a chance to discuss Baka. How much backstory do you have for fodder, or you basically let me do what I make it for you? I'm not sure what you have in mind.
I'll let you go wild.
Okay, if you don't have anything in mind, then I'll add some interesting backstory for you. He looks like he might be. It's possible, but you don't think likely. But it's like, could he be a first generation? I mean, they're supposed to be gone. They were supposed to have been wiped out, but he might be second generation even. If not first. He looks really old.
We try to pull up his MAC number, but because of all the vines and the cliff dives, it's kind of lost to time.
Yeah.
Just slightly out of character here. Are all our backups just first generation Warforged? Because mine is.
I don't have a backup. I didn't plan one yet. I figured Heath was telling the truth
I
with
have
his
a
long-term lie.
I
So
have a backup, but I'm still working out what I want to do with it, mainly
Look,
the accent because I can't
seriously.
keep up the rhyme.
Seriously, guys, it was a freak accident. I'm not trying to kill you by any
Shit.
stretch.
No, the thing, I know you're
Can
not
confirm.
trying to, but I'm mainly doing it because I don't know what I want to do with Nikolai, and I'm starting to second guess my decision.
Oh, fair enough. If you feel like you got to replace Nikolai, that's different. Especially
Like, I
since-
like him, but I was not prepared for the kind of character I wanted to make him just yet.
That's fair. That's fair.
okay.
Give it some time. I mean, give him some time. But if you do want to replace, I am okay with characters like you don't. Especially since
If
you're
you-
you're still new to this.
Yeah. If you need help, you can always come to us.
Yeah.
Few character ideas, but I actually don't have something like planned for once.
Mint can't die because Mint is the protagonist.
I
The power of friendship.
the
You
power of
can't
friendship.
say this aren't after what session 0 was.
But in any case,
Fun.
back to track on the game. As the 5 of you now sit around the table eating, Fudar looming over you, and yes, very odd. Like I say, seems like he might be. You wouldn't think he's a first generation because again, they are not meant to still be around. But you guess second generation? Like he is old.
Okay. Just for context, how old would a second generation be? How many years back?
You're looking at 1,000, or you're looking at well over 1,000.
Okay.
Yeah, because first generation's about 1,500, a little over 1,500 years. So second generation could be anywhere between like 12 to 1,000 years ago.
Okay.
That's 1,200, obviously, not 12,000.
He's got great mileage.
Yeah. And you
Yeah,
have
I have
no
a-
idea how long he's been in the Fudar family.
All right.
I have a really morbid question.
What,
Heath.
Mint?
If I cast heat metal on a warforged, would they be unable to do anything against it, or would it hurt them?
Yes, it would definitely hurt them, and yeah, there'd be nothing they could do about it because you'd be, they're metal.
Okay,
That's
just wanted to
just-
make sure.
Here, let me put that into context. If I light somebody on fire, is there anything they can do about it? Would that hurt them?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, it's just about the same problem as if you light someone plate mail. Sure, they could take the plate mail off, but it's going to take them 10 minutes. They'll be dead by the time it's done.
I know. I just
It-
wanted to ask. just
It
to
actually,
make
it
sure.
actually, it actually depends on the Warforged because technically you can't target the Warforged with heat metal because heat metal targets because
Items.
Warforged are creatures and heat metal only targets objects.
Oh, I guess that's technically true. But
So
that's
if
not true
but
because
if he's
there are
That also-
monsters that... No, that's not quite true because you are allowed to heat metal on certain constructs.
Well, that's another question. Do all Warforged feel pain?
Yeah, that's just Warforged. Do you feel fear, or robot? Any creature-
android?
it depends on whether the Warforged is wearing armor or not.
Yeah.
Right,
Nope.
so I can't just hit a warforged.
No,
I wasn't
also-
aware Warforged could wear armor. I thought they just had natural AC and that's it.
No, they can wear armor.
What
They
happens
technically
is they
integrate.
basically make the armor part of their bodies.
Yeah.
It's just upgrading the plates.
Yeah, they're basically
Upgrade.
upgrading their body, yeah. But it would still technically be armor.
Okay.
So, if he's wearing armor,
That would be
yes. If
good-
not, we'll
that
say
would be
no.
Good ideas for Warforged characters now.
I just need to know this for scientific reasons.
What,
mean,
also, Warforged
What-
get a +1. That is their.
What
My question is,
scientific
why
reasons?
did
Are you
you
gonna
want to know
heat up his
which
body
one
and then
was
cook
the
eggs on
one?
him?
Actually, I could do that. But ew, there's moss. Wait,
What did
this
you-
could be really good moss. What kind of flora and fauna is on him? Anything rare or anything good that I can use for cooking?
Oh my god, I don't know. Roll me a nature check.
No. There you go. It's aesthetic.
You're not sure. It's a little hard to tell. Though you think you see a couple dandelions on there.
Okay. I'm good now.
Okay. So, as you guys start eating and having your dinners and getting yourselves prepared. Do you have anything planned for today, or were you all just going to chill for a bit?
I think today's chill day. I don't think we want to investigate the criminal faction. I don't think we have anything more we want to do for the guild. I think today's chill day.
That sounds good. So as you guys are chilling, you do hear a...
Maybe. That's her stats. That's so good.
I mean, technically, Jared, I only let the NPCs roll once for obvious reasons, but yeah.
That's amazing.
All powerful, our queen. Continue.
In any case, but as you guys are continuing forward, you guys hear this strange, well, I shouldn't say strange. You hear a familiar voice start coming out from outside of the inn as you guys are relaxing. Bit gruff and tumbled and a little gruff, as well as a kind of meek voice you also know well, followed by a pair of feminine voices. And coming through the inn with a bit of a, what would you say, grumpy look on his face? Quill enters the main tavern with his wife and child.
Oh, Zago, yeah!
Oh.
The orc we defended with William.
The one you bought the house for.
Oh, hey, they're
I would
No,
say,
this.
if anything, he was looking primarily over his family, having entered last behind the two of them. But upon seeing the party, his eyebrows would kind of raise a little bit, and a bit of a smirk would kind of come to his lip as he would raise a very heavy arm and kind of wave in your guys' direction.
Quincy will smile and wave back.
Nikolai will give a respectful nod to Quill.
Window EXE crashes.
midways.
And please install WinRAR.
And somewhere in the front, but trying to be towards the back as much as possible, you see Will just kind of very nervously look around, see who is there, notice the attention from the party, and gives a very slight nod.
Now, I've got a question for you, and maybe I need an insight check for this. How much in the doghouse is Will for literally stealing a horse and riding off in the middle of the night?
I don't think it's
Oh, that
I don't think
happened?
that-
He legit
Yeah.
stole a horse and
So-
ran away from home to chase after
Didn't he,
Clara
like,
as a
Oh.
child.
Oh
Well-
yeah, wait. Are we talking about his son or Quill? I forgot.
William.
Ran away
William,
from
okay, no,
home.
I was-
Yeah.
Quill was in house arrest. He
Well,
had to
those are
stay.
the-
Yeah, because if
Hey.
it was Quill we were talking about, then didn't he literally break house arrest?
Well, technically,
was about
only
to.
Quill was under house arrest. William was not.
Yeah, he was the only one.
Yeah,
but I thought
okay.
we were talking about Quill.
No, we're talking about William.
On horseback, did
Damn.
Heath ever explain to you guys that Quill's actually originally my character?
Yes, I remember him saying that.
Yeah,
I
back,
know.
back before you guys played Horde, we were playing Horde, and Quill was my character. Of course, there's some AU magic that essentially happened there, but yeah,
What was implied?
immediately once you said what you said, there is like this immediate visceral reaction I felt. To say I mean, you're more than welcome to have an insight check if you want.
Quick question, Mo. What does the word "was" imply when you say he was your character? Did he die? Did you let him retire? What
No,
happened?
he didn't die. He was more so retired. I couldn't play the game anymore.
Yeah, the
Ah.
game we had this. Plus, first Horde never got completed. Like I say, this is
Yeah.
first Horde got halfway, then stopped. Hence why I made the AU Horde with these guys.
We
Yeah.
lost to Fudar really, really badly. Really bad.
I mean, I wasn't there for that, but yeah.
And a hag.
Mother Midnight.
Good times.
We recruited her.
Yeah, they-
Yeah. Also,
Yeah, one of our fuckhead players stole from her.
Yeah, I also know of Andy's shenanigans continuing on.
Andy,
Yeah,
I love him, but he also resulted in one or two of us almost, if not literally, losing their lives.
One
No,
losing-
no, Andy died.
Yeah, Andy died.
But
tech-
Cole almost died,
Almost.
and I got cursed. So it was really bad.
Well, any case, with that knowledge in, yeah, with a 9, I don't think he can say much from Quill.
Yeah, he seems to be mildly pleasant at best.
No, I'm looking at
So-
William because I know William's happy about Clara, but he's being flanked by his parents after what happened.
That's why he's nervous.
William's a book to read. Yeah, I think William looks nervous. Clara is standing next to him, holding his hand, and Anna is kind of got that motherly, disapproving look on her face. As you know, people tend to get a little weirded out by the fact that they are told that they have to leave and move to a whole new city because their son ran away to go chase their friend.
But it was for friendship, Father.
To be fair, if they stayed there, they would have not been happy.
Probably
The
not.
village, their reputation in the village was fucked no matter what happened.
Yeah.
Fair.
But as the group is in there, three of them look over, and Anna goes, Quill, I believe these are we were mentioned something about a home when we got here.
Oh yes, that was me. Yeah, I was able to use the funds from litigating and so on and so forth and delivering Clara, and we decided as a group that the most best thing that could happen right now is you guys to get away from that town and, you know, avoid some of the metaphorical heat. So we used some of those funds and purchased you a small home, and it was close enough to the woods where Mr. Zago can continue his his profession. And in addition, this is the town that the magistrate runs, and so if she had any follow-up questions, she could easily reach. It was the best thing for everyone.
I also planted a garden for you, Miss Anna. It should be in its early states.
Question. Quill's already aware of this whole house arrangement, no? Or
Yes, he was aware of it. That's kind of part of what you guys were told to come by, is that you would have a house waiting for you.
Oh, okay.
Because otherwise it's a little otherwise you're just moving to a new city with no place to live, and it would feel more like you're getting lynched out. But the party had bought you a house that you were aware of. And
yeah, no. Quill's.
Yeah, move
Quill's
to this
after-
city. You have to buy the house yourself, they'll get pranked.
What'd you say?
he said you have to buy the house yourself, get pranked.
You got a
just
house
drop
not
them in the
sight.
middle of this city with no idea what's going on.
Once they move in, they just see a note. By the way, you're in debt to the bank.
Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
Quill's
Basically.
arms are, generally speaking, folded, and he kind of gives basically all of them a bit of a nod of appreciation, a nod of approval at that notion, even a bit of a curl of the lip at at Quincy's reference to his whole lumberjack and stuff. But he just kind of snorts and just says, I prefer the quiet anyway. It's fine.
Oh no. Mint, keep it in your pants.
Oh no!
First time you heard
Oh
it?
no! Oh no!
What?
He's got a wife. He's got a wife. I know you're the hot new thing on the block, but he's got a wife, okay?
He doesn't just have a wife, she's also right here!
Aries didn't know how he speaks.
I didn't know your voice could
I
do
thought you
that.
already knew.
Your voice can do that?
He can do a lot of things. A lot of voice.
a lot of things.
Well,
Man,
of
he
course.
doesn't just have a wife, she's also right there!
I'm not gonna lie though, I was like a second from doing a spit take. I was like, that's why I was typing. It's like I couldn't say anything because I was drinking water the second you did that voice.
I have to remember his voice a little bit because it has been a long time, but yeah.
Well, there is
But,
some paperwork that I had to finish filling out for you folks before you officially turn over the property. They did need you to show up and turn in the stuff. And so I have that paperwork all filed and completed for you right here. And he basically hands the family like a literal, I'd say, it's good like 12 papers worth. Because it's like legal documentation that, Quincy and Mint's purchase was completely in your favor, the zoning laws, if there is a HOA there and how you guys would work with it, that sort of entire bullshit.
Quill would kind of look at this almost bewildered and just kind of looking over towards Quincy, with admittedly and partially this is just his anatomy. He doesn't, generally speaking, emote all that much. I mean, especially with two big tusks, that does kind of ruin the potential for greater emoting. But there is a genuinely sincere look in his eye as he kind of seems to go silent thoughtfully for a bit before saying,
I don't necessarily go out of my way to be underneath the depth of another person, but it should be known thoroughly that I greatly appreciate what you've done for my family. It cannot be understated. Are you sure that I can't do anything with these papers? Have you got that all under control?
Well, you do need to have some signatures, and if there is, and I read through them, and I figured any important points I would highlight for you, so I have already. So I'd say this is a good 5 minutes of reading and 2 minutes of signing.
He nods, and even though again he doesn't seem to emote all that much, he already kind of had a hand on his wife's shoulder, and he kind of clutches it a tiny bit, kind of looking at her to kind of see how she's doing on it, before looking back over towards you and giving another thankful nod.
The wife would kind of give him that look of, well, the important thing is we're together. That knowing what that share that husbands and wives can do, where they basically can exchange entire sentences or entire conversations with a look.
Married people have the message spell.
Yeah.
Married people have the message.
Yeah, so she basically goes, the important thing is we're together. This is hardly the first time they've moved. I mean, literally crossed half the planet to get to the other side.
Now, if it does make you feel better, me and Mint did consider which homes to do it, and I believe we came up with an adequate solution. There's either this kind of posh-looking sort of Victorian shack that someone built that, didn't really have that much room in it, but was very nice and fanciful, a bunch of swirls. Seeing your last place, I assumed you guys liked more minimalist with more room, especially seeing as how you may have taken care of another person, so we got that set up instead.
Quill carefully measures his words again, before kind of saying,
and please do not take this the wrong way. I know I can be rather crass every now and then, but typically not too fond of talkers. But it's this ability of yours that got me and my family out of harm's way, so I still do absolutely appreciate everything you've done for us.
Will also nervously steps up and eyes father for a moment, not to get too close, as this is not his conversation per se, but he will look at Quincy as he had been staring at him with also grateful eyes. Just, thank you. Thank you.
The mother Anna looks over and goes, indeed, thank you very much for everything you've done for our family, and we will do our best to take care of Clara as well.
Oh, well, now I feel like I'm hogging the spotlight. How about you guys were you coming here just to say hi to us, or were you coming here for some dinner and to look around? Of course.
I'm not sure, honey. What do you think?
I don't know, DM. What do you think?
Yeah, co-DM, what do you think?
Hey, what does William want to do? Does William want to eat?
Let me just pull something out of my ass real quick. I'm good at that.
I can step in if you want me to.
I'm really trying to drag them over to the other group so they can, so Quincy doesn't have to keep talking to them and then go like, hey,
Yeah,
you
no.
guys helped too, right? It wasn't just Quincy, right, guys? Right?
It was much more that of an ordinary stroll. As much as home, as much as you can call it that, is often a refuge for everything that's been going on with us lately. At the same time, I didn't want to confine my family to simply one place. So, in this instance, we decided to go out to eat.
Hearing that, Memph will walk over, like in a hushed voice. How about I just cook for you, and everyone, because the food here isn't that great, and I want you to have a nice meal. And I did promise your son and Clara I'd do this.
Somewhere on the side, you guys hear a tiny rumble from a certain stomach.
Quill kind of, not with like judgmental, but just sharp eyes, kind of looks down over towards Will before looking back towards Min.
He looks away
Oh,
immediately.
fuck, Will's screwed. Oh, shit.
I do, admittedly, wish not to burden the lots of you all, but if you would have us, I will not object.
I love cooking. Come on, it's all a big happy family. Let's join.
He
Will
just
does
kind of-
not take a step. He waits for Quill to do something.
He lightly taps his back with his big ass hand to push him forward.
So
Right,
So
so
we-
with that,
we-
with the
let's see.
larger group that you have, the waitress will kind of go, oh, the upstairs rooms are probably more free if you want a larger table for everyone, or perhaps sit at the corner there. There's so many of you now.
I can barely see that. It's covered
We
with other
all
players.
take these 7 tables! We're
all 7
inconvenient!
tables.
They can convince you to sit at a table where you can actually all sit at.
After defending a tavern, you end up becoming the problem of another tavern.
Nikolai, we should let them all sit together.
Yes, I'm trying to move. I can't because the player icons are getting in the way.
He's stuck!
Literally, like my screen is like up like half the size of what I was playing on before.
We shouldn't let Mint have to squeeze into this spot when she's done when she's done cooking, so. Oh wait, no, there's too many of us. We need the bigger table. Other side of the joint, folks.
I was about to ask.
There we go. Perfect spot.
Where are we? Oh, okay.
Top right
where-
corners. Everybody looks about. Is like, oh, sorry, we forgot about the robot.
We just got given a robot.
Heath, can I beg for advantage, please? I want to cook well, and Mint's happy now, please.
You have inspiration.
Yeah, you have inspiration.
Okay. Do I need to call it before?
No, you,
No.
you, call
No.
it, you call it after, Aries. If you roll bad, you can choose to re-roll with your inspiration.
What is inspiration
Rerolling.
to use it on stupid shit?
There you go.
Alright, you make a
Better.
good meal. I mean, it's not the best thing you've ever cooked, but it's definitely above what this place generally serves.
Second best thing this place has ever served. The first best thing was what Mint made earlier.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. This place isn't exactly known for great cooking. Dwarves are known for many things. Their culinary arts is not one of them. You do recall a certain dwarf cook you met back in your youth.
Oh god, you was trash. Oh, you serve like rats on sticks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I started serving people food without a waitress probably.
As you guys look over to see the Quill and his family sitting together. Mint brings out the food for everybody to eat. Mint, you may feel free to describe what you made for everybody if you want, or we can just say food.
Do I have any leftover of that like dinosaur meaty boy? Can we just say like I used like everything else I had left of him?
Sure.
A few days ago.
I mean, if they dried it out, that wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, of course.
Or
Yeah,
salted
like,
it.
They're salted.
Mint knows how to-
no, I thought we went through all of it though. Like
Yeah,
we gave some, like we gave part of it out. I thought we went through it all.
We had sushi and steak. Like we didn't. There wasn't all. Like the steak came up
I
with
mean,
most of that
The
meal,
creature
right?
weighed
Yeah,
about
didn't
5
Mint
tons.
bet, like the last of the steak with the shady guy.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's what Mint cooked. I didn't necessarily think Mint cooked all of it because I said that creature weighed a few tons. Like, given the size of the creature, Mint could have took as much as they wanted.
Okay.
Like, the guild contract had nothing to do with the corpse. It had to do with the creature being dead. You guys want to eat it? That's your call.
So how much more do I have left?
Let's say you're using. I mean, given how long it'll last, this is a D&D world. You don't have a ton left before it starts turning. But let's say you can use the rest up here.
All right, so I'm just gonna give like since it's a lot, I'm just gonna cook for everyone and the wait staff and anyone else who's wanting or anything.
Fair enough.
I'm being generous today.
The Mint cooks up a massive amount of food and everything for everybody to eat.
Kebab. Let's go. With fish kebabs.
Fish kebabs. Sea monster fish kebabs.
Yay.
They have weapons.
Does because this is very specifically monster meat, does it look like monster meat once it's cooked, or is it just like,
No.
oh, that kind of looks like chicken, so I will assume it is?
There's literally no way to identify monster meat once it's cut out of the monster, honestly. Like,
Okay, I was thinking like if there were scales and shit on it.
But then
No,
again,
no.
looks on food can be deceiving.
yeah. I
Until
mean,
Mint shows the
mainly
main
just
tray that's the
mainly
head of the
just
thing
out of
and
character
feels it.
rant for-
Yeah.
that looks can be deceiving when it comes to food.
yeah, like literally, as long as they chopped it up and turned it into something, it'd be very hard to tell what it is. With the exception of the pie of the beholder her dad made, that one's pretty obvious, since eyeballs are literally the ingredient. But but it's a decent meal. It's pretty good. Pretty good. But as you guys enjoy your meals, and goes on, the group of you are looking about talking about what to do with the house. And so far, things seem to be working well. You guys enjoy your meals, have a conversation. If there's anything you'd like to ask or talk with each other, feel free.
So, what's the room situation like in your home? Because we did make sure there was at least 3 rooms.
William looks at you and goes, Anna looks at you and goes, we haven't actually been to the house yet. Mr. Quincy has the key.
Want a house tour?
As you guys remember, they just got here, you bought the house, and you have the key.
Well, don't you worry. Don't you worry, we can give you a quick tour, and I made a spare just in case.
Oh,
Don't ask how I got the spare. Does not need to know.
You said there were 2 choices, so I'm just wondering which one it was.
William
Were you
there.
able to hear me?
I'm sorry, I can't really listen to you that well. Hold on one moment. And then he'll kind of scooch his chair up and like lean a bit forward. What was that, son?
He will clear his throat for a second and also somewhat lean in. You said that there were 2 more. I don't know. You had listed more houses, one with swells and whatnot. I'm just curious which one it was.
Oh, we chose the minimalist one just because we figured out more room would be better, especially since you guys are growing up. You know, maybe if there was just Quill and Anna and they wanted to have a more romantic getaway, then we'd do the smaller one. But if we figured the slightly bigger one, just in case, would definitely help, especially since we bought the house in mind of you guys also taking care of Cloud as well. We didn't want you to, with a new person, we didn't want you guys to have to be crammed in together while you were sorting out everything like that.
He was asking which room he had.
Oh, no, William, that is the decision between you and the rest of the family members. If you guys wanted, you could run into a room, say, this is mine for all I care. It is completely up to you.
No, just the house. You said it was by the woods?
It tangentially close, kind of like how close your old house was close to the previous woods where Mr. Zago lumberjacked. It's kind of a similar distance.
There's a small look of relief, and his shoulders drop just a little bit.
Technically, just for the sake of this, it would be outside the city walls.
Yeah.
Exactly where he would prefer to be.
Now, if you want to get into our timeshare, I can tell you about our Florida plan.
Florida
Shut-
plan.
It comes with a free case of COVID and a 2% chance of death.
Now, I must say, I am a
Does that
lawyer,
mean
not a real
Floridian
estate agent.
residents?
The Gators is the most important part of Florida.
Now, the most important part of Florida is the fact that they literally have a brain-eating virus. Thank you.
Me too.
In any case, you guys hear about the house and you discover that it is out in the area. So you guys eat your dinners, or your breakfast or lunch, whatever the hell time of day it is, I guess. We'll say lunch. You look about at each other and goes, actually, there's one other thing. And I said, we were looking around at the city, and there's something about a circus going on in town in a couple of days.
Yeah, it's supposed to bring like some peace of mind to some of the citizens here. We're going to it.
Will looks at Clara,
Claire
but then nervously back at parents and then back at her.
Quill's, beautiful red eyes are just staring at Will immediately upon hearing about a circus, and then especially after he looked over towards the girl before looking back at him.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
He is slowly shrinking into his seat.
I'm not. I'm not sure exactly if staying inside of this town is exactly a good idea for the lot of us.
Clara kind of looks over at Mr. Zago. I actually think the circus is usually tents outside the walls.
Remind me if I'm forgetting, but so the town that we're currently in, the house that was purchased for them is outside of this town's walls, or are we talking about a different one?
No, this town's walls. So basically, you're like a 5-minute walk from the city walls.
You're a 5-minute walk from the capital, by the way.
Yeah, you're also again, this is the capital city of the country. Like, this is the biggest city in this country. Right?
Okay.
So,
I get what you mean then.
Yeah, you're just outside the walls and the river. Like you're just outside, basically where basically the start of equivalency of what this would call farmland and woodcutting land.
You guys went from rural to suburban, right next to urban.
Wait, what? Sorry, say that again?
So you know how rural areas, you guys were basically in a farm town. Like it was still a town, but it wasn't that big. Most of the people there were farmers and stuff. So you were in a rural town, right? It had a few shops here and there, a church and stuff like that. Now you guys live in suburbia, because let's be fair, there's a lot of stuff outside of the walls, obviously. You guys live in kind of suburbia, close to the woods, and you're a 5-minute walk from the urban center.
Okay. Yeah. This changes things because now I'm just like, oh no, Quill internally is just like, oh god, I have to be stuck with more people. Fuck.
The theory is they're a lot more proactive and not like, and a lot. Hopefully, they're a lot more like, hey, he's an orc. He's not instantly evil than the last town, and so that was the thought process.
One thing for the thought process too for Quill, and he would have noticed in this town particular, is it seems to have a larger than average goblin population. Like, by that I mean he sees about 1 out of 50 to 100 people is a goblin, which is really rare.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be too bothered by it, though.
I mean, it's more of the sake that this city seems to be more open to the monster races like goblins and orcs.
Okay.
Like, that's what I
So
mean.
then
Like,
his hackles, quote-unquote hackles, probably wouldn't have raised at the notion of the circus, though. Still, at the same time, just like after his boy went hooky before, making sure. But
Clara
what did
will...
Clara
oh,
say?
sorry. You're
What did
saying
Clara say?
that the circus is tended outside the walls.
Okay.
Because, again, it's a big circus. You can't really go in the walls because, you know, the city's kind of cover to cover, right? So, generally, the circus would be outside the wall and the kids go out. But Clara will also kind of look over at Quill and go, it might be nice to help take our minds off of things. And you can see it kind of an obvious shake to her hand.
He will kind of look at her, and at seeing her nervousness, for a moment, his eyes will... They're kind of constantly intense, frankly. But at that kind of tremble, his eyes do kind of soften that brow crease of his, and he reaches over the table across from William.
Just backs up from the arm for a second.
Yeah, he just gets launched out of the building establishment. And we'll go ahead and take the shaking hand of Claire's into his own. And we'll kind of look at the rest of the family, and it's just...
You know how I am about noise, but if that's something that the likes of you would want to do, then, well, we can do it.
I think it'd do the kids very well, Quill. I mean, they've been through a lot. Don't forget, I know we were upset with Ilium, but we did discuss that we would try to give him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't just do it out of selfishness, at least. I mean, and she kind of looks at you with that knowing wife look, and I do remember another sort of orc that broke rules to find someone they cared for.
This is the first time. Quill normally doesn't have a problem keeping eye contact with people. This is a different situation, as Quill will kind of look away a tiny bit.
Apex predator spotted.
I imagine Mint and Quincy both like elbows on the table, hands on their chin, like kind of balled up, like shoulder to shoulder, just staring at this conversation, just like.
Will is like holding his hand as well, but then at seeing that mom do another power move, he just looks at her in a new light.
Visibly see the loading symbols in my eyes.
Quill will open his mouth almost abruptly in this, just to break the palpable power move that was just onto, and just says,
I'm just about to say that despite my disapproval of such of an action, that was a lot like his father.
And he will look over towards Will. Similar intensity, but this time it conveys more of a, okay, you win.
You live today.
Today. He does a thing of both, like, his back straightens up for a second, and he's looking happy in the sense that his legs are bouncing a little bit because he has excitement, like, "Yay, we're going to a circus!" But also, okay, but yeah, this is one battle.
Don't fuck
Oh.
up, don't fuck up, don't fuck up.
Don't fuck up.
You got what you wanted. You got what you wanted. Now get out. Get outside.
I mean, get out while you have it.
He
And he
raises his
just
hand and
dips out.
To be fair to Quill, if William freaking like left in the middle of the day for good reason, it's fine. After he gets out of a court trial on house arrest when Clara's suspected to be a hag and the entire town's against him, that's when he leaves? It's okay to give him a lot of shit for that decision.
Yeah, and I want you guys to find out, obviously, so I won't say too much, but something to know about Quill is that his entire reason for joining the Horde was that in that universe, his wife was, at least as far as he knows, murdered and his child taken. He was basically acts the same way that he does in this campaign as the other one. It's just that something about Quill you should know is that he doesn't really have much of an emotional reaction to bloodshed, murder, a whole bunch of really intense things. So it's definitely, there's very few things that scare him. He's a very intense man. So yeah. But
Is this an
with that
AU
being
where
said,
his
though.
wife and child lived?
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, this is an AU where his wife and child are alive, yes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have been dead. Quill and my character Cole essentially were. The goal was eventually to leave the Horde before shit actually went down and go into another country or like another area of the country in which war wasn't happening, and that their race would not be like, chased
Yeah.
after, persecuted or anything.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
But with that being said, though, yeah, he will look over towards the rest of the group and just kind of ask,
Is that where you all were planning on going?
Mr. Zago, you had a good feeling of Mint's personality. I'm pretty sure the heavens and earth should move before she misses that carnival.
Mint has a large smile when she hears that.
Yes, I am aware, to say the least. But when was this festival again?
A
It's
day
in
and
2
a
days.
half, I think.
Day
Like,
after tomorrow.
day after tomorrow.
So, not tomorrow, but the day after. Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
We don't have to stay too long. We'll visit if that's okay.
he kind of shakes his head in a sort of amused fashion, raises a hand, and will rustle William's head before kind of leaving, before kind of dropping his palm and just.
I'm not about to put a cap on how long you all would like to stay. I probably am not going to be inside of the whole circus act for long, but I will pop in and out every now and then just to preserve my own head.
Dana will put a hand on Quill's hand, and go, "It's all right, Quill. I mean, I'm sure the kids will be fine. Obviously, I mean, they've been with this group before. They might have some fun with them." And she kind of smiles and gives me and you a chance to get to know the city better together.
Anna, I must ask, do you want to go for your GED and get your degree? Because it really seems like you'd be good at my job. I've got a mentor or two that may be around. I could get you hooked up.
Fucking.
Because that was the smoothest way, I must say, to have another group of people babysit the two children. And that is a fantastic way to execute that. Well played, ma'am. Well played.
Back to the topic at hand. I would like that.
Well, then I think it's agreed. You two children can go to the fair. Your father and I will look over some things and keep in on you while these fine gentlemen have been looking after you for so long. Yeah, continue enjoying your company. I'm sure Mint especially would enjoy it. She seems to be quite fond of you two at the moment.
Well, he gives a small smile, and it only grows. And double checking once again, does Dad really does he really approve this? And knowing those faces, even though there aren't many faces to be read, he's known them long enough to also give him a smile, especially after the head ruffle. Thanks, Dad.
He will look over towards Will, and he's aware that Will has been a bit anxious as of late.
I smell
Will
weakness.
has been not fucking at all happy, but he does go ahead and he'll think about it for a second, and he will walk over towards his son, who... Heath, actually, that's a good question. I know that half-orcs mature at a quicker pace than humans do. How tall would you say Will might be? Because his father's a big dude, but I think he probably is, like, average height.
Well, I mean, it's half-orcs do grow faster than humans, but still slower than orcs.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, like, where is he? Because, like, Quill could probably throw Nikolai all the way back to his home country if he wanted to.
Yeah.
We found a way to write Nikolai out.
Yeah,
Just say something racist about green people, and there you go.
I would imagine he's like the size of, he's 12, but maybe he's like more of the height of a 15-year-old or something. If that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I mean,
to be fair, I would say I would probably rate William like I was. He's almost full grown because when I was 13, I stopped growing. So he's probably around 5'8", 5'9". Like, he's a tall kid.
Yeah.
Fucking bean sprout. All right.
Tall kid.
Hey, but he is
Tall, then.
lanky as hell.
He's a noodle.
He is half-orc Shaggy!
Yeah, basically.
Very
half-orc.
unlike his father.
Yeah. I mean, he might fill out. That's the thing. He's growing
Yeah,
faster
that's
than
true.
his muscles can keep up.
This is true. Yeah, he's literally 12. But Quill, yeah, he's very much aware of how much of a hard time he's been giving Will. So especially with how, for lack of a better word, hesitant he's kind of been. He does go ahead and walk over to, or to kind of get up, and will move over towards him, and he will plant a kiss on the crown of his head and ruffle his hair just a little bit.
You two have fun. Just don't get into any trouble.
No, I won't this time. I promise I'll stay out of trouble. So he goes to hug him as much as his lanky arms can actually fit around him.
Funnily enough, because he's lanky, that's probably the reason why he can. It's
Just manages
Spinel
for
hugging
fingers.
everybody, right?
Yes.
But yeah, and he will kind of go and settle back down into his chair.
My heart. My soul.
Before we wrap up the scene, I know there's other people who want to do stuff, but I really want a moment where Quill, finally looks to the other end of the table, sees Mitsutoshi, and they just both do an even, cold, calculated, intense stare at each other. And then Quill's like, it'll be fine. Because Mitsutoshi is there, and I see from the look in his eyes, if it needs to be applied, it will. I gotta ask Jordan. I gotta ask Jordan. It's Jordan's decision, obviously. I just want that to happen in my heart.
Oh,
Were you not paying attention, bud?
no, I was. I just didn't.
I want Quill
I
to
didn't get the last thing you said.
I wanted that moment to happen in like canon, and where like Quill sat down with his like usually intense red stare, looks across the table, and then Mitsutoshi exactly matches it with his old, cruel, intense stare.
Nah, Mitsutoshi is currently just reading a book and completely ignoring this conversation.
Fair.
That's
All right,
correct,
that doesn't.
Mitsutoshi.
Like, as far as Mitsutoshi is concerned, all of these are other people's problems.
He's just here to eat.
Yes.
So anyways, as you guys finish up your meals and get yourselves together, I'm assuming you'll head out of town to take the family to their new home.
Mhm.
So, for the purposes of heading out into the city, we will flip over the city map. So, for the purposes of this, I will mark Quill's house on the map for future referencing.
Mhm.
So, one moment, please.
Oh no.
But as you guys wander through the town, it looks like a nice day. Many people seem to be about and around. You get a couple looks as the orc is out. I mean, orcs are in this city. There's few of them, not as nearly as many as there are goblins, for example, but you probably see you walking through the city, you see about 5 to 10 more other orcs just wandering around the city.
We also have a tiefling and a warforged now, so we are a strange band.
Yeah, and
We are the circus now.
The tiefling probably sticks out more than the orc, honestly, because tieflings are exceptionally rare.
And I am not there, so you also don't have a human.
Well, I'm assuming
Mint's coming.
Mint's
Mint looks
coming.
Gotta do your
For all
Sunday
intents
walk.
and purposes, Mint looks
Yeah.
like...
So you have one human and a shit ton of other things.
Yeah.
Also, we have one tiny human, to be fair.
I am a tiny human.
That is fair.
Tiny humans unite.
So Quill's house will be in the top corner up here, you guys can see. So I'll put it by these trees, that makes more sense.
Ew.
So you got your guys' house is over here.
Oh yeah.
We'll never visit.
I'm sorry, where was that? I'm like
That's
zoomed
what Dad
out. It's
wants.
still covered by all the
Oh.
player icons. Would you?
So right at the top of the
I'm
of the
so
map.
mad.
I'm not even joking. This screen is so tiny.
No, that was what I was saying.
Like
It's
this
just
is
like-
god awful for me.
Eric, was that you who said we're not gonna visit?
No, that was Baka.
Oh, that was Waka? Okay, yeah, no. I had said in reply, thanks!
Yeah, you probably don't want us to visit, not gonna lie.
Stay
are
away
these
from me, you
people?
fucking adventurers!
But as you
But
guys
I mean,
look
you
out
guys send us a letter.
Back and it's like,
the house, you guys find that the house, it seems to be a nice 2-story house, room to grow. Obviously no furniture or setup yet. There seems to be a room for a kitchen and storage and things like that. There's a bathroom on the ground floor and a wash basin for like a place for an actual, like there's actually is the only furniture in the place you see that there's a wash tub and a bathroom. Other than that, the place is yet to be furnished. And again, it's not a bad-looking sized house. You're looking at about 70 by 70 square feet kind of area for size with 2 stories. So, enough place for the 4 of them to be, and possibly, who knows, maybe a 5th may pop up in the future. Who knows?
Will will look up at Quill.
Next character,
Real quick.
murder the Quill family.
No! They go blind, gone. Yeah, he looks up at his dad real quick and says, "Do you know we could build a new table like the last house?
Say that again?
We could build a new table like the last house."
Is this...
Implying that like they've built things, or at least
Yeah,
like,
no,
really
I catch that. I'm just... I was doing some typing stuff, so I'm a bit lost. I am sorry.
It is okay. Everyone just got in the house. It's 2 stories. Yeah, and
2
no
stories.
furnishings, so
Yeah, there's no furnishings yet. There's a bit of a hallway leading into things. You see a staircase leading up to the 2nd story. Basically, you see it's separated rooms for places to things. Looks like there's like a dedicated dining kitchen area in the 1st floor, as well as a bathroom and a place for like perhaps like a guest bedroom or something. And most of the rooms are empty, so they're up to the side for what they want to do with it. There's not even a kitchen yet built in. You'd have to buy a stove. There'd have to be stoves and things added, things like that. Pretty sparse house.
Most of the purchases were meant to buying a house this large where it is. Like, you know, we couldn't really afford to install an entire kitchen unless I took out my personal funds.
That is perfectly fine. Yeah, no, Quill kind of looks around the place, and he doesn't seem to, again, have any particular discerning emotion, but at Will's mention, he does kind of give a bit of a nod, and
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's definitely going to be a bit of a fixer-upper, but well, what house isn't? You could build a table, chairs. I've been meaning actually to see if I might even be able to make a chandelier. It would be nice.
I do an insight to see if they have enough money to like get like a stove and stuff, or like anything like, but they can't make.
I mean, I don't know how you can insight that, honestly, Ares.
I like to insight their clothing.
Never mind.
I mean, it's not like you can't ask them. It's just that there's no way you can actually look at them and determine that. You'd have to just ask the question.
Smells like whore to me.
Now, I don't
I
want to
incited.
be.
Oh, you are definitely the lower class.
Smell like broke.
If you took the noble background, you can make that check. Sadly, if not, then no.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm
Now,
sorry.
not to sound, you know, nosy, but were you guys able to retrieve anything from your previous estate and bring it here?
We did have our wagon with us with some things, but obviously there's only so much you can.
Bring in one way.
Yes, especially when, let us be honest, short notice.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of temporary things you guys can you guys do you guys have the funds available to take care of any sort of temporary necessities, like say beds for everyone, or at least mats and, like, you know, a stove to cook
She
things
puts a
on?
hand on your shoulder to quiet you for a second. Not to judge your kindness, Quincy, but Quill and I am used to roughing it, so we'll be fine. We know how to take care of ourselves when starting afresh.
Perfectly reasonable.
I don't know what places are exactly trying to hire an orc, but I'm sure I'll be able to find some work.
I mean, the city does seem to have, like they say, a slightly larger than average population for goblins and such. I'm sure you'd be able to find, and we did see a few orcs around town.
You may also
No, but I find that even in some of the most accepting of places, every now and then, maybe you don't see it, but it's not hard to see the ire in some people's gazes.
She kind of looks at Quill with that glowing, like, that nod of, like, I know. And she goes, I understand that, honey, but we do have to make our best effort here. I mean,
I'm aware.
perhaps
I
this is the better place. Sorry, what are you saying, Zaki?
oh sorry. Just I could also pick up some work. I mean, I know I'm not really at the age technically, but I could do something on the side to also help.
I've seen orcish children like you fight at a much younger age. I don't want
When
to.
you say that, you just get this look on your wife's face like, excuse me? Just like, that's not how we're encouraging him.
Oh no,
You-
no, fuck you, did it!
I love it when people don't let me finish what I'm saying.
I love it. I love it how like I want everyone to be like Mint and Quincy, like, and here's the bathroom. Okay, and then we just like step away from that tangent.
Okay, it was
Are we-
finished, Judah. Go.
Okay.
Yeah, pain.
I want you to be able to live out a normal childhood, not be forced into work before you're ready. Not to say that you aren't capable, but I feel like there are other things, more important things for someone your age to do.
Actually, one thing William and obviously would have learned, because they were actually spending their nights at the temple, is there's actually a rather good education system in this area, and you were offered by the priestess of the head priestess Susan to, if you want to study at the temple.
Dad, I'm gonna get my GED.
Hell
yeah!
I'm going to college, Dad. He's
Let's
proud.
go. He looks at Clara and then
First
looks at the
generation
ground.
college grad.
Exactly. He looks at the ground for a second and looks back up at him. Actually, at the temple, they said I could get some education, so me and Clara could school. That's normal, right?
Yes. If they weren't going to.
Well, actually, would Quill have heard of this, or is this kind of news to him?
You just got here. Think
you
it news.
You mean like the schooling at the temple?
Yeah.
I mean, you've never heard of it. I mean, you come from rural towns where their schooling is really more of a homeschool thing. Big cities are only generally the thing that have actually good education. Yeah, a town having a school marm, kind of like old Western style, would be the best you could hope for.
Well, even though it might be normal, I don't exactly know how well it may be, but perhaps we could talk about that more later.
I'm willing to try, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work.
Hey, okay, so with that, the party will look over at the Quill's family, say their goodbyes, and head back into town as they set up their home, where they will visit them back later.
I actually
Awesome.
want to do something before I walk out.
Okay, what do you want to do?
While they're in the other room, I ask for a pen and paper from Quincy. Or
Oh,
a
of
quill and
course.
paper. Mint will write a note and then tell Quincy to go on. She just needs to write this real quickly.
Okay, but that quill is very expensive.
I'll hand it to you when I'm done.
Okay.
As he walks
She
out.
never asked for ink.
Now you see, I'm trying to. No, I walk out and I'm literally outside of the door going. Now you see,
Mint
I'm
damages
trying.
the quill. Mint damages the quill, and then Quincy joins the prosecution.
Now you see, I'm the one trained in calligraphy tools. I can make it look nice. I even put their name on the mailbox. But
Let me do
apparently,
it!
no, he left and he's
Okay,
complaining
okay.
behind your back
Okay.
because he's a class act.
So what's
I
Smith doing?
I will write a note down wishing them the best, and I will leave a sack of 100 gold.
You piece
I
of
don't
shit.
Damn.
They're gonna be so pissed at you. They're gonna be so mad. They will see you in 2 days and bludgeon you with gold.
I walk away. I don't care.
They're
I
like,
walk away.
Mint's just like hurrying out faster than the rest of them. She's like, come on, guys, you know, we gotta get back to the bar. Come on.
Come on, right now, and right now, and I mean right now.
We need to go now.
Well,
I run. I start running like Quincy, let's go.
as the family looks at the odd running Mint and stuff as they enter their house, we will discover how that plays out later. But
Please don't kill me.
as for fun's sake, just for a note for Judah and Zaki, if you guys feel like doing something, boredom-wise, Feel free to look at the map I just created called Quill's House and decorate your family the family home as you will, but
Oh, hell yeah.
You have a spending budget now if you decide to
You
keep it.
do. You have a spending budget.
If Father allows for the budget, otherwise we're going back out on the hunt.
oh god. But in any case, so you guys return back to the main parts of the city.
Question for you, Mint.
A question for me?
Yes.
Yes?
Who were those people?
Oh, well, our first quest as a party was help them. We got them acquitted of all charges, and we saved Clara's life. And we got them a home, and we were very nice to them, and they're a very sweet family.
I see. That is all.
Okay.
This whole time.
There's been the silent robot walking with you guys this whole time going, well, I wonder what the hell this is all about, but...
Wait, did Potter follow us?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Like, so far how Potter's been acting, I kind of like, I'm imagining him, like, his verbal mannerisms are like Baymax kind of, but like when he talks, I'm sort of getting a vibe of like, what if R2 could talk? Like actual words instead of beats.
I can see it.
do I have 2 servants now?
No.
I actually more laugh at the concept, though, that you've already found out more about food fodder than you did about... than,
No, I know how to play the viol.
yeah. You know more about fodder than you did about Esmond already. As you guys...
I love Potter.
I mean, that's fair, yeah.
Yeah, you guys head back into town. You still got about half a day left. Is there anything you guys would wish to do, or would you like to fast forward?
Question.
Yes.
If you have a herbalism kit and you spend 10 days, you can make a healing potion.
With rolls, yes. Otherwise,
Cool.
you can fail and lose the ingredients.
Ooh.
I know. Can I buy the ingredients and like start?
You can do so. Yep. It's 25 gold.
Okay.
To make one potion, so it's usually half the cost.
Yep, that's gonna be my project.
Before we continue and decide what we want to do in this sort of downtime, because I know we want to hit the carnival next, just to make sure meta-wise we know how much time we have. Heath, are you planning on the next event being the carnival, or did you have something in mind halfway through, or was it like if we had something?
The next big thing was the carnival, but if you guys have something, we can do something. That's it. Like, we can be downtime, you guys could do something if you particularly want to. I have co-GM specifically so I can slap things together for you guys as well.
I stab a man 29 times.
Ah, we're back to that kind of campaign.
28 stab wounds.
But he was stabbed backwards through time. But so yeah, if you have something you guys want to do, any people you want to visit, anything you want to check out, any rumors you want to gather, anything like that, just say so.
I actually do.
Okay.
So after Esmond died, I claimed the bottle of the unbreakable jar full of the sap.
Yep.
Is there a town alchemist or apothecary or any other
most definitely, this is the
describing
capital. There are
potions
many
that
of
we
them.
can see?
Yeah, there would be
Well,
several.
I want to see what this thing is and whether we can actually use it for something. And if not, then Nikolai was kind of on board with honoring Esmond's last request of turning this thing into liquor.
Fair. So you want to go find an alchemist. So you go around, just roll me an investigation just for see how long it takes you to find an alchemist.
Investigation, okay.
Yeah. It's a guaranteed
Some say
success. This is
Nikolai's
just
still
a time
searching
frame.
this day.
So it's just a matter of when, not if.
Yeah, it's a matter of when, not if.
All right, investigation. When?
Hey, doesn't take you long. About half an hour, you're easily able to find a reputable alchemist in the city. As you see this kind of fellow rock gnome actually working the counter. Female. Seems to be kind of youngish, but kind of excited as she kind of looks at us. Oh, yes, hello. How can I help you?
Yes, a former colleague of mine. We came across this sap or something, but we don't really know what it is. I'd like to know more. All we know about it is that, apparently, at least according to him, that it tasted very good.
Oh, I
And
see.
I
An
pull out
unknown
the
tree
bottle.
sap, is that it? Whoa, what a fascinating color. She kind of like looks over and rushes over and grabs the bottle and looks at. Wow, this is. I don't think I've seen a tree sap like this. Where did you say you got it from?
It was, shit, where was it again?
You got it from a cave
In
up
my
north.
in the pile of my ashes.
No, I mean, like the forest, like, was it
the tree was to the north, just to a cave to the north.
A cave to the north, okay. It was in a forest cave to the north, if I remember.
Oh, fascinating. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. You say you want to discover if it has any special properties?
For the most part, yes.
Well, it will take me a bit. It will cost you a gold, but I'll have the results to you by the morning.
Well, I'd say it's worth the wait if it turns out to be something special. So I hand. How much is it? 1 gold?
1 gold, yeah. Just her time and research, because she's going to have to spend time to figure out what it is. Unfortunately, because it's technically non-magical, an identify spell will do squat. She will actually have to do the science.
Well, all right, that's fine. I hand her the gold, and I await her findings.
Okay, I will get this to you right away. Just come back in the morning, and I should have it all ready. Fascinating. She kind of wanders off into the back, and you just gotta see, like, as she opens the door, you gotta just get this whiff of chemicals and other such. You also see what looks to be just like a little pillar of smoke.
All right.
But yep, you will have that in the next day. Anybody else want to do anything?
A shield.
What?
I need a shield.
I think Baka just wants to buy a shield.
Go ahead, DMG price.
All right, I'm broke.
I can buy you a shield if you ask. Mint.
Why would I do such a thing?
I don't know. You're going out by yourself. Mint will want to go with you to make sure you're not going to go leave or something.
Walks off another cliff.
This
Yeah,
is
she's
this is the
following
Fedora
you.
robot. Who knows?
What?
Who knows if
following
he's
you.
picked up
Little
animals.
fodder fell into the well.
Oh no!
What's that,
Whatever shall we
Minty?
do?
Fodder fell into the well.
Does Mint see you? You're trying to buy a shield. And you
He
don't
fell
have
into
enough
the well.
money.
Quick, look for the lens of
I
truth.
am not hiding it.
How much does a shield cost?
10 gold.
I give him 10 gold.
I am no longer broke.
Yeah, easy enough. There are tons of places you can buy a shield in this city, so that's easy peasy. No need for a roll or anything.
I mean, it's comfortable. I'd hope so.
Anybody
you,
else
miss.
would like to? Oh, go ahead, Min.
I have a weird question.
What?
Can I make a bomb?
Oh shit!
Mint does
Sorry, did I
have
hear
some.
you? Can I make a bomb?
She was evil all along.
I'm gonna say no. Grenades and shit are actually really expensive in D&D.
No
Oh,
more.
But what about a firecracker?
Can I make a Molotov cocktail?
Well,
Jesus!
ooh, so yes.
That shouldn't be too hard. I think we still have all of Esmond's liquor.
Fucking top 3 left turns ever, like. Jesus.
I'll buy that shield for you. Can I make a bomb? How about a Molotov? Can I leave them 100 gold to buy furniture? I know they're having a hard time.
This is almost as big of a left turn as my last session, where the DM threw an ancient dragon at us that just landed on the roof and went, "I want to talk." And me and my party went, "We don't! Bag of holding! Bag of holding!"
What?
Blue Dragon's scary, yo.
Oh, I know. I
Also-
just wonder what the bag of holding was about.
Well, you
We'll
put the bag of
see.
holding in a bag of
Oh,
holding,
I see,
and
yeah.
suddenly,
I mean, that gets you guys too, but fair. Okay, yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I'm gonna say no bombs.
Not even Molotov cocktails.
A Molotov cocktail you could build, but I mean that's easy enough for anybody to build.
That's easy
Alright.
enough for anybody. Like,
I just need to
again,
know. I
especially
need
if
to
we have
know.
all of Esmond's alcohol still.
Yeah.
it's hilarious that Mint is making the Molotov, because the best fucking joke for a Molotov is food related.
Hey.
Fair.
Also, I had one more thing at the tavern. Once Mint with the party, and she's like directly right sitting next to Quincy. She just kind of just says randomly, "I kind of think my father's with the Horde." Now that I think about it,
It's the road.
I mean, it makes
Yeah.
sense. He'd want to cook, and they're the most prominent people right now.
And where he was lost, I mean, it's not impossible.
I don't know. I just assume that he's at the worst place at the worst time, which is
No,
actually
it-
the best place. At the best time.
No, Mint, I do understand what you were thinking, but did it really have to be said before you handed me the coffee that could help me get through this rationally?
Why do you think I gave you the coffee?
I'm gonna drink this now, and then when I'm finished, we can continue pondering this, okay?
Okay, I'm trying to find him, and I just assumed that probably is the best place he'd be.
As you're saying that, he literally is just chugging it and has a finger up. Like, hold on.
Sorry.
He finishes it and goes like, "Your dad could be in the Horde, but he could also be on the surface of the sun, Mint. It makes logical sense, but literally anyone could have seen his prowess and taken him.
I know. I just assumed that they'd want him.
Most likely, but you know, the angels would want him and would take him. The demons would want him and take him. You've literally talked about how your father has cooked something for automatons that they enjoy.
That's weird bad. I don't know how he does it.
I'm not
Like-
saying that he's weird or bad. I'm just saying that the possibilities of who could have your father, because apparently he's definitely kidnapped now. That's the logic we're going with right now. But as of right now, your dad could be anyone, sweetheart. Now, if we find clues that point towards the Horde, then we'll start looking. But until then, I'm not sure if we should say he's totally there. It's an option, of course. And it is plausible, but plausibility isn't a surety.
Well, Fate has us tied up with the Horde and stuff, and with what's going on, so I just assume Fate's gonna put him there or something.
The physical entity of Fate's like, hey, Dad, hey, Mint Dad, get over there.
I don't know. He does what he wants. He's just very I'd assume that he'd want to go to the most interesting place and cook for the most interesting people. Sometimes he gets willingly kidnapped. How do you think he gets supposed to be job? I think he got kidnapped by the Fudar clan. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he did.
Mint,
Yes?
we'll keep an eye open. We'll see what we hear. If the Horde got a really good food recently, we'll look into it.
I know. I'm just saying we might be
There
dealing with
is
the
right
Horde.
now.
We might be dealing with the Horde. So I'm just saying if we find any Horde members, we can ask them.
Your father could literally be in town, Mint. In this town.
No, but I'm just assuming that the worst case scenario is just gonna happen.
That's Murphy's law, sweetheart. That is theoretical physics or something else, because Jordan will immediately correct me upon me saying this. Sadly, I do not follow that law. I follow the law of evidence and truth. So, unless I have to lie. But As soon as we know, we'll look into it, and of course we'll ask. You're absolutely correct. But I swear, if you're like, my dad was kidnapped by the Horde with absolutely no evidence, I don't know if I could confidently keep you as legal counsel around me.
I'm sorry for failing you, but I just...
It is
If I'm right, I have all rights to say I told you so.
If you are right, I will pay you 50 gold on the spot.
Okay, deal.
And if you are wrong, you have to say, I'm sorry for doubting you, Mr. Gashoon.
I like calling you Quincy.
And that's why it's a victory for me if you call me Mr. Gashoon.
Okay, fine. She holds out her handshake. Or she holds out her hand for a handshake.
I shake his hand. I shake her hand. And then breaking news of freaking scrying Krista come up and say, new chef found at the Horde, giving them all buffs! What? It shows a picture of Mint's father. And it's like,
news at the war front. Great Horde has gathered new magical chef cooking, giving them increased physical specialties. Things look dark for the Alliance.
one of our scribes pictured a group of goblins having cake? News at 11.
The pie of the beholder spotted in the middle of Baconator Town.
Grumar strike in protest.
Now, on the happier side, let us look at these kittens. Back to you, Jim.
Just sees a bunch of tabaxis beating the shit out of each other.
It's like that scene from like Pokemon the first movie where the Pikachus are slapping each other, but it's Tabaxi.
Oh god.
I mean, to be fair, a bunch of tabaxi essentially just hitting each other is a very happy sight, though.
I guess you could say it's a cat fight.
I like that one.
I love
I
the
imagine,
mixed.
like, a
I
fight
love the
between
mixed
two
reception.
Tabaxi would probably look like is like, because they're so agile and they can climb, a fight between two Tabaxi would look like the older Assassin's Creed games on like 20 times speed, just climbing all over the walls.
Everyone's just free running, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in any case, with that said, as you guys make your bet, anybody else have anything they want to do?
Quincy would most likely just hang out at the magistrate's office, and I think he wouldn't look for any cases to take on. He definitely doesn't want to do that. The last one was way too freaking complicated for him to do work immediately after. I think he would just look into the cold cases that no one really looks into, and they're like, we wrap this up, it's fine, right? And just look into stuff like that, just to take the mind off and like solve puzzles in his head.
Okay, so you're just kind of looking at old case files that are unsolved.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more of a detective and police work thing, but fair. I'll let you. Basically, you kind of look at some of the older
To be
cases.
fair, didn't we do the kind of detective work with the last case anyway?
Oh yeah, definitely you guys did, but that's because of your venturing party. Quincy, on the other hand, was the lawyer for it. Quincy was gathering his info, but the party needed to gather info. So,
Yeah, like we gathered the evidence, but he did all the work everywhere else.
I mean, that's mostly because nobody else was going to if you didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, Nikolai's borderline illiterate. It's not like he's gonna represent anyone.
Nikolai can't be illiterate. Nikolai's one of the smartest smartest person in the party.
Well, I mean, when it comes to legal things, like he was a soldier, he doesn't know
You know
anything
nothing,
about
but
law.
yeah, he doesn't know anything about the law. That is fair. Again,
I'm
Aries,
with
heck,
the
no,
Fugars.
gold
I know nothing
is,
about the law.
Gold is guns are super expensive.
And I make. Hang on, wait, out of character. So, Mint is Quincy's legal advisor. Also, Mint, can I make a gun?
It's
I'm
Maya
sorry.
Fey. Just all the questionable things Maya did in the Ace Attorney games that she got away with. It's fine. She literally broke and entered into people's apartments and used their showers. Don't think about it.
Look, if you throw pasta at a wall and it doesn't stick, it's undercooked. If it does stick, it's overcooked. If it explodes, it's a Molotov.
Okay, so anything else anybody want to do before the 2 days are up?
Start working on a potion.
Okay, you can roll me your Herbalism check.
This is gonna be real bad.
Do you want to get inspiring words from the bard or no?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
You're busy
But
with the arts of arson.
But I would like to guide myself in this journey.
Okay.
Herbalism kit. What type of attribute?
I'm going to double check that actually. Because there's probably... I know there's actually rules for making potions. I'm just going to check them up. Herbalism kit. Potion skip. Ability checks to identify herbs. So I will say, due to the fact that you're making a potion and that's chemical based, it's going to be an intelligence modifier. No, damn. Well, you definitely succeed. You get done record time, too. You get done half the time it would normally take.
Cool.
So you just rip through and get this potion made in no time flat.
Well, I still need to make 5 days of work, so... It takes 10 days.
Yes. So you'll... I guess it is 10 days. Yeah, that's right. So it'll take you 5 days to get this done. So... just for the sake that you're going well. So it will be done in 5 days instead of 10.
Cool.
With that going though, so just mark that down that you'll have a potion in 5 days.
Yep.
The next part you guys wish to do is... anybody else want to do anything? By the way, you head back to the tree sap. In your case, when you go back to get the tree sap, Nikolai, you are told basically it is non-magical, and
Okay.
just tends to be an incredibly sweet sap for a tree. Like,
Okay.
she figures that the tree was somehow absorbing some sort of like sweet liquid out of the ground that gave it its properties, and might explain the purple color of the trunk as well that you described.
I could totally actually explain this if you want.
Sure.
I
Maybe
jumped
then-
on this so
real quick,
quickly.
Is there something more to this? Because I was thinking about the last session. I really do, like, in character, Nikolai does want to go back and ask about the flowers that they found in the Wild North, because he's still confused as hell.
Oh yeah, you can go
About
talk
it?
to the... you guys still got a day left to go talk to the lesbians.
So I guess the alchemist. Actually, yeah. Let me do a small roll. Okay. So basically, she would identify this tree as a Cordis acer, or heart maple. It's a very rare maple tree that produces a sweet, intoxicatingly sweet syrup. Farmers tried to make a monopoly off of this tree, in fact, but it is very stubborn about growing in a very specific environment. The way it kind of spreads is that it releases what can only be described as... oh, hello, dog. Described as spores that can travel hundreds of kilometers across land if even the smallest bit of a breeze is able to carry it. If anything, she would let you know, indeed, it is non-magical, like Heath had said. The only thing that you want to worry about is that it does have some corrosive properties that should go away as long as you heat it up.
Okay, so basically, if this wasn't an unbreakable jar, it would have eaten through the glass.
Corrosion doesn't actually eat through glass. That's why you put acids into glass vials.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm dumb. What do you
To
think I'm
explain
like,
a little
my
bit
computer
more,
today?
you know how pineapple tingles your tongue?
I've never eaten pineapple.
Holy shit!
What?
Well, it does that, and that's because actually, I'm not gonna explain that to you because that could
Sour
discourage you.
is acid.
Yeah, it's acidity.
Yeah, it's an enzyme.
Yeah, I was about to
So
say,
it
like, I've
essentially
eaten
eats your
lemons,
tongue back.
limes, and grapefruits, and those all have acid.
Yeah.
It's not just the acidic properties; it's the enzymes that are on it. That's why it's
Okay.
corrosive. But long
So
story short, though, yeah,
basically- But basically, what I'm gleaming from the sap is it's not magical, but it is potent enough to it's basically potent enough to kill anyone with diabetes like 50 times over.
oh, absolutely, it's like super honey. With that being said, though, yeah, if you're creative with your applications, did you explicitly ask the alchemist if this is a potential alcoholic mixture, or it could be used for such, or?
Well, no, I
Okay.
didn't say, like, how much do you think? Like, how many, I don't know, ounces of the sap is there? What'd you say about?
You said it's an unbreakable jar. I would assume it's probably. What do you think, Heath? Is the jar
I mean,
about
the
the same size
jar
as a
would
mason
be
jar?
like, yeah, it would be like a jam jar. You're looking at probably like, I mean, I don't use ounces, I use milliliters, so it's a little harder to convert.
Honestly, I don't know what's the ounce. I'll.
Then
You know
let's
what?
say
You know what?
standard
Let's just
honey
say
jar.
it's the size of a normal can of Coke. Simple enough. We all know what that
And
is.
how-
So it's
And
that
how
big.
full is the jar? Because
I'd say about half full, because I mean he didn't tap it. He was just kind of getting the sap that was leaking.
Okay, so. Alright. As much as I do want to turn it into a drink, I'm actually gonna hold on for it to now. Actually, when the group reconvenes, I'll tell Mint about it and see what she can do with it.
Okay.
Maybe you'll run into a manic botanist who promises to give you guys like 100 platinum for just that bottle.
Who knows?
Who knows?
So you wanted to also go back to Star Tree and Sapphire, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's go to there.
Oh, you're on the screen. Oh no, okay, there we go.
So as you move over to see the two hippie lesbian gardeners basically fixing up the garden and looking at the giant now dead tree trunk that's been ripped open, trying to fix up their plants and stuff. They notice you approach. He goes, "Oh wow, man, Sapphire, look, it's that rock gnome cousin of mine back to visit."
You sure we ain't seeing something?
I don't know. Those last batch you made was pretty strong.
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. I think.
You know what?
Never mind. I remember where I am.
One sec.
hello?
I'll do the test. And she bops you on the nose, Nikolai. Oh, he's real.
I love them.
I'd say due to their mannerisms and how nice they are, he's a bit more willing to put up with this. Like if this was some random drunk bastard at a tavern, Nikolai probably would have punched his kneecaps backwards. But
They're lovable gay lesbians. You got to give them some credit.
Takes that note.
yeah.
He takes that note.
All right, hang on, let me. Shit. How do I want to... Hang on, wait. This is my tradition. I don't know how to start this.
Every time.
Every time I need a prompt.
What's
Hola,
the first
¿cómo
thing that
es?
comes to mind?
¿Cómo te llama?
What's
Right,
the first
right,
thing that comes to mind?
Okay. So he'd greet them normally and just. If you do have the time, I had a bit of a question.
Oh, of course. Well, we're just watching the grass grow, so we got lots of time.
Trivia? I like trivia.
About the flowers that you had us get last time, you said you found them growing in the wild north, correct?
Oh yeah, for our getaway honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember anything more about how you found them up there? Because I was up there for at least 7 months, and I didn't see a single speck of any type of plant.
I think Startree might be able to tell you. I kind of got lost and went on an adventure for about an hour or so.
Oh yeah, I remember. After them brownies, we kind of got separated. That's when I found them.
Yeah.
Well, you see, after we had ourselves a nice night and got together up for our morning brownies, we got out and I started walking out into the snow. I thought I saw this cute little seal I wanted to go pet. It was barking at me and everything. And as I started following it, and before I knew it, it led me down to this large open area, and then I saw this weird area full of flowers in the middle of the ice. It was the most bizarre thing I ever saw. I thought I was just tripping, but apparently I picked a few, and when I came back and showed them the sapphire, they apparently were real.
Interesting.
Weirdest thing though, I could have sworn when I was there, I heard what sounded like rattles.
Rattles, as in an instrument, or the sound of bones clicking together?
Yes.
Spooky, scary skeleton.
Don't say that. You just put the image of the skeleton mariachi band in mind. That's scary.
I guess I'm wondering, why are you so curious?
I'm trying to make sense of what I saw when I was up there. There are many questions I still need answers to.
Oh, did you have a strange experience up in that area too?
I did. It was an encounter with someone. I don't know who it was. I couldn't really see them clearly, but all I could discern is that it was a woman, and she seemed to be as if she was made out of light.
Oh, wow! Startree turns to Sapphire. We gotta get what he got.
I believe that was hypothermia. I wouldn't recommend.
I got 7 cases of frostbite.
You say hypothermia? Hypothermia? We gotta get some of that, Sapphire. I bet you that'd sell like hotcakes.
No, silly. Hypothermia. It's when your skin goes all cold. Trust me. And looks over back to Nikolai. I've done things that have made me feel like I was walking on the surface of the great sun. I know exactly what it's like to go through some extreme temperature. Or at least, what I imagine it feels like. I mean, we do live in this weird, fictitious world after all.
Yeah, what other world can you go into and actually have a full-blown conversation with a mushroom?
Exactly.
Speaking of which, we really gotta call your cousin Myconia sometime.
Wait, was that referring to me?
Yeah, it's like your cousin Myconia. Basically, she said you're not exactly related, but for the sake is like they're the Mycon, the mushroom people.
Got it. But if anything, God, I can't believe I'm gonna do this. Sapphire will get closer to Nikolai and is just like, well, I mean, I don't know if you're interested in whatnot, but maybe I could divine whatever it is that you're looking for.
I'm a bit lost here. I'm gonna say Nikolai is a bit tone deaf here, but I also am as well.
Especially given the type of hippie people that they are, she's like totally asking if you want a palm reading.
Oh, a palm reading. Okay.
Be wary. Her predictions have been uneerily accurate of late.
Oracle.
Nikolai was
Prophet
originally
returns.
skeptical about what was her name, Zalif.
Oh yeah, Zalif. Yep.
Witch doctor.
Yeah, he was originally skeptical about the Russian name. Yeah, that's basically it.
Man with the
Like,
power.
I'm trying so hard to not go full-blown Russian stereotype, and like, I say like colleague instead of comrade.
That's fine, man. Go. I'm all for stereotyping for these things for D&D, man. So go
Comrade, what
nuts.
is problem with this
Your
issue?
character is what you want them to be.
Yeah.
Like, have us run into someone who's basically this version of Santa. You give these out for 3. Then you're a communist. Why do you think I wear red, comrade?
God.
But no, that's basically pretty accurate. I'd say he accepts. Because if they're, I mean, we should have heeded their warning about the tree, and Zalif's prediction turned out to be true. So he says he thinks he can use all the information he can get.
Well, all right. She like puts a hand on her chin, kind of crosses her other arm, and she kind of thinks for a moment, seeming to appraise you. Before she will step back and kind of go over towards the, miraculous bush. And she will go ahead and bring out what seems to be almost this small bottle of almost like black ash or something. And she will walk over back towards you, and she will put out a hand.
All right. What am I supposed to do? Do I take the ash?
Oh no, she's gesturing for your hand to take.
Oh, okay. Then Nikolai obviously extends his hand.
Okay. With her teeth, she will uncork the bottle, and she will dump a small portion of the black ash onto his hand, and with her other hand, or rather, after putting away the black ash, she will go ahead and smoothen out the ash, slowly making it kind of meld in alongside the creases and lines of his hand. And for a moment, she, after taking a small bite of the brownie that she seemed to have been keeping inside of her pocket, her skirt pocket. She has skirt pockets. It's great.
We love skirt pockets.
But she goes ahead and will almost utter what seems to be a incantation of sorts. And you don't know, because people typically aren't too aware of the surrounding weather, but the wind, it kicks just ever so slightly. And the black dust, seemingly super duper light, moves just in tiny little increments across your palm. And looking down at it, she gasps. And after looking intently at your palm for just a bit, she will then blow at the dust, causing it to, admittedly, kind of get up in your face a little bit, making you cough. But afterwards, she will just be, my. Very, very interesting. Okay. Well, I will have to say a few things. Number one, I believe something earth-shattering is to happen to you within the next month. I can't necessarily tell you what it is, but in particular, I would be very cautious around water. Very, very cautious. Even the drinking kind. Other than that, though... You also want to be very careful regarding... Do you have any weakness in your ankles at all?
I mean,
Now that you mention it, I've been feeling a little achy.
now that you think about it, I'm crippled with arthritis. No. I would say, let's see. Nikolai is 160. He's been a soldier for many years. I would say, yeah, he's probably sustained a leg injury more than once in battle. So it's highly likely.
Well, if anything, that is good. The swirls inside of the air had told me, through your palm, that that situation is destined to improve. But more importantly than anything, though, given that the message seemed to be primarily that of body, I would be very, very careful around any undead that you happen to come by. Water and undead in specific. I don't know what it is, but it's calling out to me. Oh, and naturally, with what I had mentioned before, watch out for any other pink trees.
Pink.
Relax, we won't make that mistake a second time.
What second time? Wait, there was a first time? Starchy, do you remember?
I think they're talking about the purple tree last time, Sapphire.
Purple? I'm sorry. I was thinking of a completely different. Whew. I'm glad you didn't see a pink tree. That would have been horrible.
Oh no.
Oh wait, was it purple? Was it purple and not pink? I can't remember.
You
It
guys
was
saw purple.
purple.
It was purple, yep.
It was purple? Okay.
Okay, well, as long as you keep out for any pink trees, you'll be fine. Of course, with the purple, that didn't really help go out very well. But I think you should be fine. Just watch out for bones, watch out for water, watch out for... Oh, I'm sorry. Instead of bones, I meant to say ankles. But that should be all. Is there anything else I could help you with?
No, that's it. I appreciate the help.
Well, thanks for stopping by, cuz. Feel free to visit later, too. It's always good to see y'all around.
Of course. Perhaps I'll bring the others with me next time.
Oh, that'd be
Although
great,
before
especially
I
that
go-
cute little girl. She's so fun.
Although, before I leave, would you mind if I check out the purple tree again? At least what's left of it?
I mean,
Well-
sure, if you can find it.
Yeah. There was a black tree that attacked you.
Oh, it was a black tree?
Yeah, the black tree
Yeah,
was what
the-
attacked you. The purple tree is what you found in the cave to the woods to the north.
And this is where we learn
That's-
Nikolai is colorblind.
I wouldn't be surprised. Alright, do you want me to roll a check to see if I remember where it is, or...
I mean, they gave you a map earlier. They could tell you where it is again. I mean,
Hold on, I have the message.
The tree moved.
Jesus, Judah. Yeah, it might be a little difficult to find, but we'll see how it goes. But you're more than welcome to go get it.
Okay. So, I assume they show me the map and I head off in the direction of the tree again?
Sure. You can roll me a survival check to go see if you can find the tree.
How far away do I have to be to get Bardic Inspiration?
I mean, Bardic Inspiration you have to get from
Actually-
Mint, and Mint has to give it within 10 minutes of the roll. So if you want to grab Mint to go on this expedition, you're more than welcome to.
Ares, are you okay with that?
The curve.
Are you telling Mint that you're gonna go out and find this purple tree again?
Return the side.
Turn the sap.
Is that what you tell men?
I will say yes, but it's only because I have a very strong feeling that this sap is important. Even though it isn't magical, I have a feeling that it will help.
But
We will
no,
bribe the Baconator.
we're not going to go do it. 'Cause that tree and things connected with that black and purple tree killed someone. We're not going to go back there.
They were different trees.
They were different trees.
I know the curse of the purple tree lives inside Mint now. She now believes in the curse of the purple
Yeah,
tree.
you gotta remind you guys, right? Sapphire said that the purple tree was dangerous, and the black trees are even more dangerous.
The purple tree is dangerous. What do you mean? We're not going to go back there.
Correction. You're not going back. I am.
Why?
Because it's just something I feel like I have to do.
I will be willing to accompany if you want, Nikolai. I can provide similar assistance to Mint.
I agree.
So an old human and a battle war gnome go out to go find a tree.
Now, before that happens, well, just slightly after that happens, can I have a brief conversation with Quincy?
Yes.
Oh god, yes, what is going on? How is everyone dying?
Quincy, I do have a question for you.
How can I help you, Mr. Mitsutoshi?
You seem to be rather knowledgeable about the laws of this land.
Now, we're talking purely in a hypothetical sense, but yes, I am more knowledgeable than I have been
The
previously.
wording of that reminds me of the picture of the guy holding the knife. If it had not been for the laws of this land, I would have slaughtered you.
I fucking love that meme.
I do wish for you to make an inquiry on my behalf.
And what should this inquiry be for?
Well, I do wish to know what the laws regarding keeping undead are, just in general.
Oh, Quincy could maybe know that.
No. Undead are legal, but monitored.
Got
AKA,
it.
you have to basically... It's kind of like registering your gun. Like, undead must be registered and always in the proximity of its owner and never allowed to be away from its owner. So they're allowed to be kind of used as, like, bag servants and assistants, but you can't send them off. Any undead seen without its master will be automatically destroyed and then fined when they find out whoever fucking sent the thing. But they are...
Also, I assume there's permits for like how much undead one can carry and stuff like that.
There are permits, there are things you have to fill out, but they are allowed to be usable. Depending on which country you're in, the laws are more or less different. Some places they're outlawed. There are some countries where it's like, no, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely like in Thalenheim, where the dwarves and giants, they don't like necromancy. Stallion, it's just a thing, right? Like, necromancy is a school of magic they literally practice. In fact,
I want to know how apprehensive I should be about it. Then, how's necromancy viewed in Nomisha, or how do you say it?
In Nomisha, they're kind of on the fence. I mean, it's similar enough to like how the Warforged were formed that they're kind of open-minded about it, but it's not commonly used practice. They would prefer to build mechanical versus
they got the Servants Plus with the Warf kinda. So why would they want to go back to undead? Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest problem with the undead is the simple fact that if unchecked, they go wild, hence why you're only allowed so many. They have to always be around the owner and not allowed to be autonomous, because if they go wild, people can die. So you have to have the proper paperwork. But one thing you will know, just because it's been years, they are very much being used in the war right now. So they are not like it's taboo, never allowed to use. Like, the undead are being, like, sold, the skeletons and zombies are being raised by the Wizards of Stallion to go fight in the front.
Okay.
Yeah, so I transferred basically the basics, like, It's
So
legal
basically-
in most places, but there's
Basically, if I hadn't just received a premonition that I'm going to have a problem with undead, then I'd just be on the fence.
Yeah, I mean, undead and water. You just I just imagine after what Judah said, you're just gonna get drowned by one of Jordan's fucking undead.
It all makes sense now.
Well,
Since
Quincy.
apparently I can't drink water.
It would be really funny if it'd be really funny if right before that thing happens, Quincy pulls up a cold case where there was an undead suspected of committing a murder, but we lost where it was, and then that's when that undead appears and fucking starts getting him.
Well, Quincy, that was rather enlightening. I use create water to fill up my water skin, and I look at you expectantly.
Good job.
Can't you use like a create milk spell?
No, it's a common clerical spell. It's mostly used for utility. It creates water. It's mostly used for rather larger quantities than this, but it seemed to suit the purpose.
God damn it.
Let's freak people out!
Don't steal. Like, I guess I can't really say steal my idea. Like, remember last session when we Kawakami got forced into being high?
Yeah.
Like, I strongly recommend. Like, I was debating with myself, should I start using prestidigitation to fuck with him? But like, now you're just gonna use create water because now you know I can't be around water without freaking out now.
I am an EOD noble. I am lazy as fuck, and I don't have a Kawakami here to do things for me.
Oh man. Okay.
I'll mark an appropriate spell slot, by the way, here just in case.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Anyways, let's move on. So you're coming with?
I am.
Okay, so the
Well.
pair of you go off to go see if you can find the tree. I will need a survival check.
Oh, Mint said she was coming.
Oh, she's coming. Okay, so is the party going? Because at this point, I just feel like everybody's going.
Is the party going, or is it just us three? Are we splitting party?
Mint's
Field
providing
trip!
fodder.
I mean, yeah, Fodder's coming, because I'm assuming Mint's gonna not leave Fodder alone, so I guess that would determine then if Quincy just wants to stay by himself or he's gonna go join the party.
Well, yeah. Is he still looking over the cold cases?
After Mitsutoshi goes like, "Hey, here's a random question about laws," and then I'm like, "Here's your answer," and then Mitsutoshi walks off. He's like, "Well, that's unusual," and then we'll follow him just in case.
Yes. Although, to be fair, out of character, like when you said you were going to the magistrate's office, I was like, "Oh, is he gonna look for what's his face, the lawyer, the elf lawyer from the first case, and he's gonna laugh at him?"
What are you doing? Laugh.
I could totally
No.
see he doing something that petty.
Knowing the magistrate and having the amount of respect for her that I do, I don't think I would find him anywhere near her, her judicial building.
Not her personally, but in the area.
And this is her town, so I assume he's probably hiding out in a tavern if he's here, and then we'll be moving on.
Well, that lawyer's not from this city.
Exactly. He's heading back to his home after getting kicked in the ass as thoroughly as he was.
I tried to see him though later
I know.
on.
I
in the
wanted to see if
sessions.
you like trying to find him to just.
He
run.
gets a Vietnam flashbacks when we roll into town when we eventually hit to whatever he lived at.
Like, oh, hello, Mr. Lawyer.
In any
lawyer
case, who would ever like to roll a survival check to find said purple tree may do so.
Why don't you do it? I don't have
one of us has advantage. It's either you, Aries, or me.
I have a +6.
Same.
Want me to do it?
Sure.
Ooh.
Which is well. You just did it, so I don't think.
Oh, if you're going to guidance, you can't guidance and assist. that's the thing, because you're using your thing to guide to.
I would
message-
guidance then. Boom.
I mean,
Because Jordan usually does it, so that's why I wanted to let him call it.
But if you're assisting, you cannot guidance. That's kind of my rule, because then you're kind of doubling down. You can either assist or guidance, but not both.
Yep, fair enough, yeah.
But anyways, as you guys are looking about, Mint, you find the cave. But for the life of you, the tree's not there.
Do you have a soul? You see, now that's a bit of an odd question.
Now that's a question.
Do you have a soul?
I don't think any of the party members are. I think we all have souls, at least last I checked.
Well, I'm a
She's
warlock, so
asking-
that's up for debate.
She's asking Fodder if he has a soul.
Oh.
Do you have a soul? Most Warforged do. I do not. Warlock.
I sold it for my
Nah,
powers.
I want to make.
No.
I want to make a homebrew warlock.
I
page.
landed on a sword off that cliff you got, sold my soul, survived.
I didn't have
Now-
any
You know,
magic till I
instead of
landed
getting
on
your
this
soul
mystical
or something,
sword.
I want a warlock page.
I wouldn't say I don't
I
have a
landed-
soul. My soul's just on layaway for a different deity.
It's for lease.
Yeah.
Every now and then it's on rent.
It's
So
a
how does-
security deposit for
I
a
love the-
relationship we have.
I do love the fact, Baka, that you didn't have a backstory written, so we're just writing it for you today as this develops.
I know. It develops.
I mean, to be fair, we're basically making up my backstory as we go along. All I know is soldier, old,
fair,
Russian.
fair.
That's it.
That makes it more exciting.
That's
Yeah.
the best way to make backstories.
Yeah, but Fodder so far had nothing. Just came in. Now's Fudar's thing. The servant fell off a cliff. Now apparently became a warlock because it fell on a cursed magical blade that gave him his warlock powers. Which I'm saying is canon because it's fucking hilarious and appropriate.
So Fodder's a warlock? I thought he was an Eldritch Knight.
No, he's a warlock. Hexblade Warlock just has similar abilities as an Eldritch Knight.
Okay.
I'm legit
I am
built
I still find
different.
Just a nitpick. I still find it very stupid that Eldritch Knights can't use the Eldritch Blast.
I know, it's just one of those things. I do have a custom spell I might be allow you to use if you'd like it, though.
Is it Eldritch Blast?
No, it's called Eldritch Slash.
I'll take it. As long as I have a spell with Eldritch in the name, it'll make me
Eldritch
less angry.
Bash!
Yeah, it's a D8 spell, but then you roll a D6 for a special thing to have pop up. So I'll
Yeah,
link
sure,
you what I have later.
Just let me know when I'm allowed to start using it.
Yeah. I'll talk to you about it later. Anyway, so you guys look about. The tree isn't there. You swear you're in the same spot, but there is no purple tree.
Okay, now that's gonna be a problem.
Badmint.
I walk over to where the tree was and I stand right in the middle of it.
Okay. Now you see a tree, you just don't see a purple tree anywhere.
Hmm. Well, this should be where it is.
Now,
Yeah,
I've been
that's
following you
what
the benefit of the doubt. Are we going to the same tree that literally tried to murder us and was a bad omen literally the last time we were here about a day ago?
Look, I
Nicola, you were
know,
dumb.
I know it sounds crazy, but I just need to ask you all to trust me. I would never do anything that would willingly put you in danger.
This is willingly putting us in danger.
Question. What's your
Yes?
name? Never
Query.
introduced!
I mean, I would say, don't you already know? But then again, it does occur to me. Yeah, we didn't introduce.
Nobody introduced.
I did just kind of look you over because you were a warforged.
The tiefling
Okay.
is Quincy. The short, gnome dwarf.
You don't have to
No.
say short when I'm a gnome. Just say the gnome. We know I'm short. Okay.
His name is Nikolai. Your father, and the weirdly quiet one that looks at Mitsu for like half, like for a full like second. The weird one and the one who doesn't talk that much is named Mitsu.
A pleasure to meet you all.
The pleasure is mine, Father.
Well, it's just... It'll take some getting used to. It's been a long time since I've seen a Warforged. Right, so we're where the tree should be, but it's not here.
Yeah. Basically, you see a tree, but you don't see a purple tree.
Okay, can I roll, investigation, maybe, to see something?
You could roll a nature check, I suppose. Depends what you're trying to do.
I'm looking for anything. Maybe if the tree got up and walked away, or rather, I guess, slid away, maybe I'm looking for marks.
My
that the
God,
roots
man!
would have left. Or is the tree itself purple, or does it just have purple leaves?
The tree was purple, yeah.
But also, don't stereotype. Maybe the tree waddled away, okay?
Waddled away.
It fell over and rolled away.
Roll,
Maybe
yeah,
he
sure,
got cold
roll-
and he made a
You're
blanket.
looking for clues whether the tree moved. Okay, that is investigation, Jared. Roll me an investigation.
Maybe it was feeling judged and changed its colors.
So you look over about thinking, okay, this tree was here. Did it walk away? You know walking trees are a thing. One of them just ate one of your comrades earlier, so you know trees can walk. God damn it, did this tree walk? And you start looking for like uptorn roots or tree footprints or root prints or whatever they're called. You don't know. It's a fucking walking tree. You're sure there's a guy. You cannot find any
Yeah,
evidence
you're gonna pull some bullshit. This tree has fucking duck feet.
You're right. You're right.
You're looking for a tree. You cannot find any sign that a tree has walked around here as far as you can tell. You find some bear tracks and you find some owl feathers, but you find nothing that would indicate a tree was moving.
I don't know. I'm practically a walking tree at this point.
Yeah, but I don't think we can really cross-reference you to see.
Yeah.
You never know.
So you cannot seem to find any bloody walking tree. You don't know what's going on.
So nothing, not even like a shrapnel of purple bark left behind.
You don't see any
We
purple
remove
bark?
we remove a bit of the foliage from Father to discover that he is in fact purple, and
Yes.
Father just smiles and draws a sword. Ah, my trap.
Fodder is the purple tree, and it finds out he is an undead warforged of water nature.
And my blood contains only water.
As he sprays you down with a steam
No,
attack, burning
no,
you all.
no. One of my spells is Armored Agathis, just frozen water.
Oh, God,
Fear me.
he's a steam forged. Okay, yeah, but as far as you can tell, though, there's no sign of the purple tree. You don't know what the hell's going on. There's a tree here. You just don't see a purple tree.
Okay. Does anyone have any ideas?
I have an
About
idea.
what?
Mint's crazy asking me these hard questions.
Do you have feelings? Like love?
Like,
Do
damn it, I
you
wanna
have a
find that
soul?
tree and milk the
Yeah?
tree.
Do you have feelings?
I mean, I feel like Mint's like Mindy from fucking Buttons. There's like, why?
You can literally just
Why?
say, not as you would understand it, and just have that on repeat.
You see, the issue is this Warforged is like, I don't understand.
You can say, oh, shrug. To every
Like, I
question.
know.
Yeah. But in any case, so you do not find the purple tree. If there's anything else you want to try to check or look for, you may do so.
I'm trying to remember if there was anything else important that happened when we were here last time.
We could look for dead plants.
I mean, there were the dead flowers and the cave where you gathered the growth hormone plants.
Last time we were here, we did in fact find a cave that was laid barren by these plants.
Wait, a what?
The place where Mint harvested the plants was it used to be a habitat of local fauna that was choked out by the plants we harvested.
Oh, okay. I wanted to make sure I heard you. I thought you said a key.
Yeah, but...
Yeah.
Okay, so...
I guess we can go with Mint's idea for now with foraging for berries or hunting right now.
You.
Because if we can't find the tree, then I don't want to leave empty-handed at the very least. But I wanted to milk that tree.
I mean, you can always try another day, I suppose.
I'll find that tree one way or another. I'll milk that damn tree if it's the last thing I do.
This is for that guy with an ass. What was his name?
Can you say it again like a Russian accent, please? You're gonna milk that tree, please?
I will milk
Yeah,
that
you got me
tree
laughing
if it's
now,
the
though.
last thing I do.
Heath said
I'll milk that
THX for
damn
coming.
tree if
Hope
it's
you
the
had
last thing
fun.
I do.
I think she's dead. I think she's done.
You won.
Okay.
GG.
And on that note, I guess we'll wrap up for the night as Mint is no longer capable of breathing.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah. So what? How are we ending this? Are we setting up camp in the spooky woods with the trees?
No, we're
I
not.
mean,
we're
you're
not.
only an hour away from town.
Okay.
So
was
you
that
guys
like a
can
random
return
on the
town
spot, or are we
and-
going back?
Next session, we will start off with the circus then. Because we get
Okay,
a little
that
late,
sounds great.
and we did start late, unfortunately, today, but...
Oh, I wanted to do like one more thing.
Okay, what is it?
I wanted to go talk to like the druid ladies or the plant hippie ladies.
Do you want to go talk to the hippie ladies in the garden again? Okay,
Yes,
sure. I mean, Jude's not here, so you will only be able to speak the Star Tree, but that's fair enough.
I just had one question. Like, we got the growth hormone stuff. What happened that went wrong?
Star Tree would just look at you and goes, I literally have no idea. Weirdest thing.
Can I like do like a nature, like a survival check to see like what happened?
You could do a nature check, yep.
All right, because I want an answer. I would like an answer.
You have no idea what could possibly have caused that. It's outside of
Okay.
nature. Like, nothing
Okay.
in nature should have done what just occurred.
It's the purple tree. All right, I'm good.
Okay. Is that so good, guys? Since, like I said, it is getting late, we will wrap up for the night. Sorry for the short session. Hopefully next week we'll start on time.
Yep.
But, it's been long, and we are down a player, so I don't want to go too far ahead.
Yeah, we should continue when Kawakami's back.
Yeah.
Now, of course,
Let's pick
you
up
know
some
I
more
need
drugs
to
from
add.
Kawakami from the Plant Lesbians. I think he'd enjoy that.
Fair.
Honestly, though, I love the drawing of maps. I love it.
Oh, can I make a bomb?
What's Doctor? Yeah,
Yeah.
can I make a bomb?
Make a bomb? No, I love. Yeah, that's one thing about Zaki. Is Zaki will occasionally will do doodles when they get inspired from sessions.
They would do anything. The one thing that's worth, like the one thing I think is worth a sketch is I want to milk that tree if it's the last thing I do.
I will milk that tree if it's the last thing I do. To be honest,
It deserves
if I
a
am
quote.
If I am shitposting, Nikolai does have the in this world it is milk or be milked mentality.
And on that note, I'm stopping the recording. Good game, guys.
What a way to end.
Now,